And here we go. Thursday, February 10th, 2022. Ermanni and Edwards, the bottom line. Woodward Sports Network. Ryan Ermanni, Braylon Edwards. Good afternoon to you, my friend.
What is up, my guy? How you feeling today?
Oh, man, I'm telling you, I walked in the building a little bit late today, let me tell you.
Yep.
Picked up delivery of my brand new Chevy Tahoe.
Woo! Did you find new roads?
I found new roads over there. Les Stanford
Chevrolet.
Clap
it up for the. Hey, that's how you practice what you preach.
My man Goran over there. Shout out to you, Gordon. Then I walk in the building, and we got my main man Wayne from Slice Pizza Kitchen over here on Willits.
Yeah, man.
Ooh, wee.
I'm telling you like this, no pun intended. Those slices were amazing. Got a special sauce on one of them I had. Very succulent. But I'd be remiss if I didn't give you the Winter Olympic update.
Okay, give it to me now,
Just
please.
like this, USA goes from 10 to 6, and now they are 4 in the medal count behind 2 gold medals last night, one by my man Nathan Chen, who got damn near a perfect. It'll be the first perfect for a quadruple that ever existed. Chen was balling last night. USA moves up to 5 now gold medals. Count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
How about Chloe Kim?
Only behind Chloe Kim. I forgot about that. She added another gold medal. Now they're sitting at 4 gold medals, now 5. Trailing Norway, trailing Germany. Speaking of Winter Olympics, the Red Wings beat the Phillies in regulation for the first time in Philadelphia. This 1997 behind. Oh my God! Morris Sider 2 points. Fabry 2 points. Oh man! Bertuzzi 2 points. Lucas Raymond 2 points. Jesus Christ! I'm excited right now, man.
Braylon Edwards, the only person watching the Winter Olympics, and
the Phillies,
and he's praying.
1997, man. That's a hell of a long time ago. Last time I checked, that was a good year for the Red Wings.
That was a hell of a
last time
year.
they beat the Flyers in the regular season, they won a Stanley Cup championship.
Boom.
Tom Mazawey, good afternoon to you.
And they beat him in 4 straight at the end of the year, right? The win.
They did.
Their first Stanley Cup in a
There's a guy that works
long
here
time.
that had a game series
Some guy,
clinching goal, I believe.
Some guy
somewhere.
is Darren
McCarty.
Darren. Oh, it's Darren
D-Mac.
McCarty.
Yep.
Hey,
D-Mac.
I got good news for everybody.
Sure.
All those basketball fans out there, we've got Braylon's basketball minutes to lead the show off because there's some blockbusters going on in the association.
Before you go, Braylon,
We're not going to do the minute. We're just going to talk about it. There's a lot of basketball
Let me
going
just
on.
set this up today. Big show today, okay? Big show.
Still might try.
We've got Darren Ravel coming up, sports business reporter, executive producer at the Action Network. Darren's going to talk just about the Super Bowl, the prices of the Super Bowl betting, and of course, he was the first to report on Michigan's NIL, the Wolverine exchange, if you will. Michigan getting into the NIL game big time. The university helping facilitate the student athletes there. So we'll talk to Darren Ravel coming up. 2:45. Rob Sims, former Detroit Lion, will join us top of hour number 2. He's going to talk about the Super Bowl, blocking for Matthew Stafford. Not to be outdone yet. Big betting weekend as well. Beerman, Chris Prince, going to join us at 3:36, and then we've got a treat for us at the end of the show as well. But Braylon, big news today in the world of the NBA.
Big news in the world of the NBA, that is right. If you haven't heard, recently we wanted to lead off with the Detroit Pistons, so we still will do that. We added someone to our staff, and that's Marvin Bagley Jr. or Marvin Bagley III. No. This is just fun. You can keep that going, though. I'm a fan of the Globetrotter. We picked up Marvin Bagley III, and we didn't really give up much to get him. We gave away Josh Jackson, Trey Lyles, and 2 second-round choices. So I think this is Troy Weaver trying to show Detroit fans that they really are trying to find diamonds in the rough. They really are trying to look to get the Pistons better. And they kept Jeremy Grant. Well, I mean, you still got 56 minutes, but I think keeping Jeremy Grant will be a big move for the Pistons. So, but that's not the deal of the day. The deal of the day, man, it involves the Philadelphia 76ers as well as the Brooklyn Nets. Finally, the Philadelphia 76ers don't have to worry and complain about Ben Simmons, his mental health, and yada, yada, yada. And breaking news, Simmons to Brooklyn, Harden to Philly, but guess what? There's something more else. Philly gave up 2 first-round draft picks, Andre Drummond and Seth Curry, in order to get James Harden from the Brooklyn Nets. I think that Philly's on the losing end of this deal. I think that James Harden will be amazing with Joel Embiid because he's never had a pure point guard that can run the pick and roll, moving screens with him. That'd be a great addition to Joel Embiid, help him out a lot. But I just don't see how you give up your bench. Seth Curry has the best three-point percentage shooting the last 3 years in a row. You give up Drummond. I'm not mad at that one, but 2 firsts. I know you're a fan of going all in. You like this move, Ryan?
I not only do I like this move, I love this move because you're essentially trading James Harden for Seth Curry. That's what this deal is. In the two, and I know Ben Simmons is in there, but Ben Simmons hasn't played a lick, not 1 minute all year long. So you are essentially trading James Harden for Seth Curry. Now I know Andre Drummond's a really nice bench guy, but in the NBA specifically, these 2 first-round picks, if you don't have a top 8 pick, and that maybe that's even a little bit much. A pick in the 20s is nothing in the NBA. A pick in the 25-30 is garbage.
But you're essentially trying to say that you can win the NBA championship with Tobias Harris, James Harden, and Joel Embiid.
I don't know that, but what I'm saying is you have a better chance to win with Tobias Harris, Joel Embiid, and James Harden than you do Tobias Harris and Joel Embiid.
Whether that is true or false, I tell you this. I tell you what the Nets now have. You have Patty Mills. You have KD, who will be back probably a week after All-Star break. Kyrie. Oh, by the way, the governor mandate is getting that much closer to unlifting the mandate that makes you wear a mask or be vaccinated to operate anything inside New York indoors. That's Kyrie.
That's happening in April. Yep.
Okay, even still.
No, that's what I'm saying.
So now
he's going to play in the playoffs.
Kyrie.
Yeah.
Now you got a pissed off KD who feels like James snuck his way out when he was hurt. I'm telling you, Patty Mills. Now forget Blake was here. Blake Griffin's still on the bench. Now you reunite Blake Griffin with freaking Andre Drummond. That should be fun. You forget LaMarcus Aldridge is on that bench as well. I'm just telling you, they just gave the Nets perfect ammo, like you said. They won't pick anywhere outside the top 20, but you still give them 2 first-round picks, and you're going to struggle next year. So is right now worth the long future, and that's what they decided to do. I'm still going with the 76ers losing this deal.
Those first-round picks are not protected, and they can also delay them. It doesn't have to be next year. It could be the year after or the year after. The Nets got basically – remember what they gave up to the Celtics when they went all in back in the day?
Yeah.
They basically did that trade in reverse this time, and you got a kid in Ben Simmons who is going to come in fresh. He's going to be listening to the big boys. Kevin Durant, he's going to get under his wing, and I think the Nets stole this one. I'm hurting since 1976 when Julius Erving went overnight to the Sixers for $2 million.
I'm going to give you guys a year, okay? Do you know what happened in 1983?
I was born.
39 years ago.
I was born.
Do you know what the significance of that year is besides it's Braylon's birth year?
Well, it became the Lakers and Celtics starting.
That was the last year the Philadelphia 76ers won an NBA title.
Yeah, with Julius Erving.
Damn near 40 years.
Yeah.
So if you're a fan of the 76ers and you're really treading water this year, I mean, Milwaukee's doing what Milwaukee's doing, and the Nets, of course, KD's going to come back. Kyrie will come back. That mandate's going to go away. And you're sitting there, the Chicago Bulls are coming on in the NBA. You're sitting there like, what are we doing? What are we going to do with this Ben Simmons guy? I am a huge fan in going all in for a championship, especially this isn't the Golden State Warriors here. This is a team that hasn't won in 4 decades.
Yeah.
So if you've got an opportunity, and this is a team and organization, remember the what do they call that? The process where they
trust the process.
Trust
the
the process.
Was going on like 8 years.
The process blew up.
Yeah.
And now they're going all in for a championship. If I'm a fan of the 76ers, I don't know if it's going to work. But I'll tell you, I love the effort in trying to go get a stud in James Harden.
Here's the one thing I ask in that question. In the NBA, you trade James Harden from New York. You trade him to Philadelphia. Philadelphia has essentially gotten that much better, that faster. In a matter of minutes, Philadelphia now could be a favorite to win in the East, especially as you look at it. The Bucks are kind of in and out. They're good, they're bad, they're good, they're bad. The Heat are very consistent as the #1 team in the East. You got to look at the Nets and say, did we just give them the player that is going to ultimately get our ass whooped in the playoff? What happens when they 76ers see the Brooklyn Nets in the playoffs? What happens when the Brooklyn Nets get to the playoffs?
The ratings gold.
The ratings gold. I can't see giving the player to a team that can ultimately fault you, and not get you past the first or second round. That's going to be tough.
What do you want a guy that cries all the time for?
You talking about in Ben Simmons?
I'm talking about Harden.
Oh,
all he's been doing is crying.
What's he crying about?
He cried his way out of Houston. He got fat. Nothing wrong with fat guys. But he cried his way out of Houston, goes to Brooklyn, gets fat again because Kevin Durant's out, because Kyrie Irving's out. He pouts. And then he says, I want out. But guess how he does it? He tells his agent, hey, I need you to leak this. I don't want to say I want to leave. There's all kinds of stuff going around. Get rid of it. You don't want to be there? Get the hell out. Go down 90 miles on the turnpike and go to Philly.
I don't mind getting rid of him, especially under those circumstances. He clearly didn't want to be there. Actually, he even did more than that. He put a sign around his neck when he was playing against Sacramento and said, and I quote, the sign said, "Trade me." He had that sign on his game during the game. He had 4 points in 37 minutes, so he definitely showed you that he didn't want to be there. I'm just saying, don't trade him to a rival. Don't trade him to a team that could cost you.
I never would trade inside my own division.
Exactly.
But guess what? They're the only ones that came knocking.
And look at this, too. I mean, the NBA absolutely needed this.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got the Lakers and LeBron James. The NBA is dependent on LeBron James.
Oh, don't talk about that abomination
but look,
of a team.
The NBA is dependent on LeBron James and Steph Curry for the better part of a decade and a half.
Yeah.
And, look, Golden State's having a nice year. Are they championship worthy? We'll find out. The Lakers are an absolute trash dumpster fire.
Whose fault is it?
I hope so.
Well, it's LeBron's.
Thank you.
It's LeBron's.
Thank
but
you.
the NBA needed this to happen. They needed some sexy appeal to look forward to, because you're probably not going to have LeBron play a significant playoff game. I don't want to count the Lakers out just yet. They're the Lakers, and he's LeBron James. But nonetheless,
as long as you got Yahoo at point guard, you can count them out.
I mean,
Yahoo being Russell Westbrook.
This Philadelphia-Brooklyn rivalry now becomes a focal point in the NBA. I'm excited to see it. I do want to get your thought on Marvin Bagley. I love this trade for the Detroit Pistons as well. We'll get your thought on that. Everybody watching on YouTube, we certainly appreciate that. Smash that like button. It helps us, and it helps our content get out to the people, and the views go up. Everything goes up. We stick around a little bit longer, so smash that like button. We are shy of less than 300 subscribers away from 20,000 subscribers for Woodward Sports on YouTube.
We appreciate you guys. Let's go.
Absolutely. Unbelievable. We've been around since August
12th.
And we've got nearly 20,000 subscribers. We can't thank you guys enough. We are the bottom line. I want to thank Wayne from Slice Pizza Kitchen one more time.
And
thanks,
our other
Wayne.
Special guest,
the Hammer.
Jenny
Hammer.
Jenny on the block.
She's in the house today. Thanks, guys. We appreciate it so much.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
But Braylon, we're talking Pistons. We'll do
Let's
it
do
next.
so.
Ermanni and Edwards.
Woodward Sports Network on a beautiful Thursday. The bottom line.
Woo!
It took exploring 50 different formulas and hosting countless taste tests, but we believe Gypsy Vodka is the smoothest vodka on the market. Don't believe us? Ask the owners.
We're Mike and Adam Kazanowski with High Five Spirits Distillery. We're in close to about 1,200 locations throughout Michigan. We wanted to create a brand that was geared more towards freedom, love, adventure, and at the end of the day, we really wanted to tell a story that inspired other people to take risk, follow their dreams, whatever that might be.
Comerica Park, sunshine, the crack of the bat. More sunshine, warmth. We're almost there, Detroit. Summer 2022 will be the summer of Woodward Sports. We just gotta make it through this damn cold first.
Hey, gang, it's Maz from MyBookie.ag. How about them guys? Huh? That's where I put my sports bets. That's where you should go as well. It's right on my home screen, MyBookie.ag. And if you're lucky enough to be a first-timer, use the promo code Woodward. They'll double your first deposit right up to $1,000. Put in $100, get back $200. Put in $500, you got yourself $1,000. Do that right now and go for the Super Bowl. Super Bowl 56 coming up on Sunday, of course, from L.A. The Rams, a home team, back-to-back home teams now. Buccaneers last year, the Rams this year. 4.5-point favorites over the Cincinnati Bengals, who are still looking for their first ever Super Bowl. Go to mybookie.ag and hit that code Woodward to double your first deposit. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. If you have a gambling problem, please call the Michigan Problem Gambling Hotline, 1-800-270-7117.
Guys, I want to talk about the Detroit Pistons. They made a pretty, I think, significant trade today, because you're getting a look at a guy that potentially could really help you and accelerate this process of getting good in the NBA. The Pistons traded today for Marvin Bagley III. He's 22 years old. They really gave up a bag of balls to get him. Seriously, I mean, they give up Trey Lyles, they give up Josh Jackson, and 2 second-round picks on an expiring contract. So depending upon the minutes he plays, the games he starts, he could get a qualifying offer. He'll be a restricted free agent of over $7 million or over $14 million. So, I mean, take that. I don't care about the money anymore. Like, you know what I mean? It ain't my money.
Yeah.
And you got to pay people in the NBA and in professional sports.
If you want to win.
If you want to win, screw it. This is a guy, again, that is 22 years old, Braylon. He is everything. How much talk do we hear about Jabari Smith, the freshman, the 6'10 freshman who's 18, 19 years old from Auburn University as a top 3 pick? You're essentially describing Marvin Bagley III when you talk about Jabari Smith. I mean, you could, if this works out, and you know as good as anybody, sometimes players just need a change of scenery to excel, something to click. And with that, again, he should be a senior in college right now, Marvin Bagley. You know?
Yeah, he should be a senior in college. He's still a young guy. He's 22 years old. You look at what he did out there in Sacramento, not including this season, his first 3 seasons out there. He was well over 14 points a game and over 7.5 rebounds. We talked about getting a guy that can clear the rim, getting a guy that can get offensive rebounds and get putbacks that you can feed into the post. That's a guy like him. You talked about changing your location, changing your scenery, adding some extra air. Talk about that. Look at the Super Bowl this year. There's a guy in the Super Bowl this year needed a new team just to change the scenery, and he went back to his old form. Who was that? Odell Beckham. Like sometimes when you get into a space where you can, this is
I thought you were
different.
talking about Matthew Stafford.
No, well, him too. Von Miller too. You get that whole team. No, but sometimes you need that change of pace. And now he's with a team. It's a young team. It's a team that he can be a guy on. He can be a guy that creates the change. It's nothing like being there from the ground floor up. And he's in a situation where you have Cade Cunningham, you have Sadiq Bey. They don't know what they're going to do with Jeremy Grant, but you can be there from the ground up and create some change. Detroit's a hell of a sports city. They're waiting for a team that they can rally behind, and you could be one of those changes and one of those pieces. And like you said, they gave away Jack Diddley Squat to get him. So it's a great move by Troy Weaver. He finds the diamond in the rough, and hopefully this will turn out to be one of those diamond in the roughs.
And that's really it, because, I mean, again, you're looking at the draft right now and how many people have pegged Jabari Smith to the Detroit Pistons at number 1, number 2, number 3, whatever the case may be. Yep. Jabari Smith, you're talking about Marvin Bagley. You know, Marvin Bagley, 6'11", 230. Jabari Smith, 6'10", 220. I mean, it's the same player, and it's a need that the Pistons have. They need a rim protector. They need somebody down there. So this is a no-lose situation for the Detroit Pistons, Maz. I mean, you essentially get a guy for nothing, and you get a free look at him.
Not only that, the second overall pick back just 3 years ago in 2018. Yeah. And that wasn't an awesome draft. It actually was. Luka Doncic went after him. And then Trae Young went 2 picks after that, and they swapped the Atlanta and Dallas, swapped those picks. But the top 2 picks, DeAndre Ayton and this kid, Marvin Bagley, have underdone. They didn't live up to what they were drafted at right now. He's 22, man. And you know what? Troy Weaver, this is his team. He tore it apart. Yeah. He's molding it. They still not very good, but he's tweaking it, man. And I hope they get to move. I hope they get one more move in them before this is over.
And I'm glad you brought up DeAndre Ayton, because you see early on with the Suns, before they got Monty Williams, before they brought in Chris Paul, like that was a team that no longer believed in DeAndre Ayton, and so he struggled. You saw it on his face. That's the same thing that happened with Marvin Bagley out in Sacramento. Sacramento's team is a you know what? It's a dumpster fire. It's a SHIT show. And when you don't believe in your players, when your players don't believe like you believe in them, you're not showing them anything to play for, any reason to move forward, which Sacramento clearly hasn't done. It lessens your want to. It lessens your love for the game. And he's sitting in a situation where he's like, the team doesn't want me. They don't feel good about me. I don't understand. I don't realize what my value is to this team. You start to play worse and worse and worse. You just want to get out of there. Same thing that happened with Odell, and we're going to talk about that again, because Super Bowl is right around the corner. Same thing with Odell. They didn't believe in him in Cleveland. They didn't want him in Cleveland, so you start to play like it. You get to L.A., they want you in L.A. Robert Woods gets hurt. They need you. Matt Stafford starts to show some dependability in you, and what happens? He ain't dropped the pass since Lord knows when, because they believe in him, and that can happen here in Detroit for Marvin Bagley III.
And, Braylon, sometimes you need a new set of eyes on you, too. You know, maybe it's a coach, or maybe it's somebody to coach you up a little bit.
An experienced player.
Yeah, I mean, not only on the court, but off the court a little bit as well. I think this is a perfect group for Marvin Bagley to fit in. And again, like I said, it's a free look at a former number 2 overall pick in the NBA draft. And another point about just being a number 2 pick in the draft, just goes to show you, man. Just goes to show you.
Darko's not the only bad pick?
Well, yeah, that.
Is that what you were
Where
saying?
you get drafted?
I was going to say.
Where you get drafted?
That, too, there's so many different aspects of it. But these late round, first round picks in the NBA draft that Philadelphia most likely gave away, man, there's times you can't get it right at 2, let alone 22.
That 18 draft was horrible, except for the 2 players I told you. Luka Doncic and Trae Young.
But
Other than that, there's no one that's standing out right now.
Chris Paul has gotten DeAndre Ayton to play a lot better, but to your point, he still has yet to play like a number 1 overall pick. I agree with you 100%, but Chris Paul has added a lot of value to DeAndre Ayton.
He's one of the all-time greats, though, too, you're talking about, right?
Yeah, but it still goes to what you say. Now you get not Troy Weaver. Now you get Marvin Bagley III here in Detroit. You got Rick Mahorn floating around the press conference. You got Greg Kelser floating around at every game. You have Ben Wallace, who has a front office position. You have players and greats that are around the team that can point out little things, that can pull you to the side. Not to mention Kelly Olynyk is an experienced player that has played on championship teams or that has been around championship atmospheres. So bringing him in here to an organization that wants to win, that's trying to win, I think is a better look for his mental going forward.
By the way, happy birthday to Josh Jackson.
Hey,
see ya. Poor guy.
Well, he gets to be a king.
Yeah. Wasn't he a king before, or is just a son?
No,
I think he was a son. I don't think he was a king.
Boy, the Kings got rid of everybody.
The son of the king.
Bagley, Heald,
except
Halliburton.
I don't know what the hell they're doing out there.
I mean, what are they doing? They're trying to start new. But again, you didn't have to give up Jeremy Grant yet.
Yeah.
I'd like to see what the Pistons could get for Jeremy Grant. Again, 2 first-round picks.
I think they're asking a lot. That's why he's still
even
here.
If they ask for 2 first-round picks, if they got 2 first-round picks from Milwaukee or something like that, like, what good is it?
Like Jeff on our big Morning Wood show, shout out to Jeff. Jeff came up with this. This is not my own. He said, don't trade him now. Don't force a trade for Jeremy Grant because the city wants you to get rid of Jeremy Grant because the city believes that you can get something you can't. If you can't get what you know you will be able to get at a later date, if you know after the season, into off season, with all the things that you have, don't force the trade right now with Jeremy Grant. Let him sit on the bench. Let his stock rise. Let him start balling out. Let him figure it out a little bit. Let him get back to where he was last year. Now his stock rises. Now it goes up. Now you can make a move for him in the off season. Don't force anything right now just because you feel like you got to beat that 3:00 deadline.
Yeah, so we'll see if we get any more news, notes, a couple of blockbuster trades in the NBA today. Again, Marvin Bagley to the Detroit Pistons for Josh Jackson, 2 second-round picks and Trey Lyles. So he comes this way. James Harden goes to the Philadelphia 76ers for Ben Simmons, Seth Curry, and 2 number 1 picks. So a lot happening.
Forget Andre.
And Andre Drummond. How could we forget about Andre Drummond?
Do you think they're going to keep Andre, or do you think they'll cut him? Can he stay with Blake Griffin on the same team?
They got a lot of tall guys on that team, man.
They got to cut somebody because they've got too many players.
Andre Drummond's on that team.
They got DeAndre Jordan on that team?
LaMarcus Aldridge, who we forget about. DeAndre Jordan, I believe, unless they have cut him. I think he's on that team. They got a lot of guys they got a lot of 6'10" tall guys that used to be really good 8 years ago. So now, what do they do with that? I don't think you can get very much for it, Andre Drummond. I feel like that window has come and gone.
I will tell you this, Joel Embiid and James Harden, that's a pretty good 1-2 punch.
It's going to be dangerous.
Absolutely.
With Tobias Harris in the corner.
Oh, another former Piston.
We'll see. Hey, we're going to change it up, go to the NFL. NFL honors tonight. We've been talking about it for so long. Who will win the most valuable player award?
Somebody thinks he's already won.
This is one of the most anticipated MVP votes I think we've seen in quite some time.
I think ever.
We'll get there next. Ermanni and Edwards.
Woodward Sports Network, the bottom line.
Event 10 years in the making. Sunday, February 13th, Woodward Sports, Gypsy Vodka, and Cintron present best at the Brass Rail in Detroit.
Hey, keep stacking these drives now. Keep stacking these drives. Gotta have good ones every time we touch the ball.
Come out with all of your friends for our pregame and stay for the watch party.
Big drive right here, all right? We gotta keep pouring it on. Good fundamentals. Let's punch another one in, all right? Big drive. Let's go.
The entire Woodward staff will be at the Brass Rail as Matthew Stafford and the Rams take on the Cincinnati Bengals. Come experience the Stafford Bowl on massive big screens, drinks, pizza, and DJs. One day, the Lions will make it there. Until then, we have Matthew Stafford and the Stafford Bowl.
Let's go! That's unbelievable! That's unbelievable, and you know it. You know it is, though.
See you Sunday at the Brass Rail with Woodward Sports.
Hey, gang! I want to tell you about La Stanford Chevrolet, located in Dearborn on Michigan Avenue. I was just there, picked up delivery of my Chevy Tahoe. My main man, Goran, out there. Thanks so much. The process was simple. The process was easy.
Can I get a ride?
What? I got you.
I'm ready.
I
The
got
Chevy
you.
Tahoe,
That's
I
right.
steal the keys.
Hey, also, Les Stanford, your Corvette king. As the weather starts to turn, you're going to want to get your hands on the all-new 2023 Corvette Z06 flat plane V8, capable of 670 horsepower, making it the most powerful naturally aspirated V8 in production. How about 0 to 60 in 2.6 seconds? That's right, 0 to 60 in 2.6 seconds. For more, head over to CorvetteKing.com, CorvetteKing.com. Also, for all your other Chevy and Cadillac needs, LesStanford.com, LesStanford.com, Les Stanford.
Find new roles like my
That's
boy
right.
Ryan Ermanni in the new Tahoe.
Hey, do you want to make a
I'm
correction? Do you want to make a correction? The DeAndre Jordan to the Lakers. Thanks, and I just lost it in the chat here. Who wrote that? I want to give you credit for it. 7 millimeter. DeAndre Jordan on the Lakers. Thank you so much for that correction. Darren Ravel, sports business reporter, executive producer, Action Network head HQ. He's going to join us coming up in about 15 to 18 minutes from now. We'll talk to him about a number of different things. But Braylon, NFL awards tonight. And I think the big one, obviously, is the most valuable player award. Who should win it? Is it Aaron Rodgers? Is it Tom Brady? Is it Cooper Kupp? Now, I don't know when this award became a solely quarterback award.
Years ago.
But I would like to see Cooper Kupp win it. I know he's not going to win it, but I would like to see a non-quarterback win this award tonight.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see a non-quarterback win. I'm a wide receiver, so it definitely would be great to see a wide receiver win. I don't know if this isn't the year for a wide receiver to win. Cooper Kupp had an amazing season. Yes, he did, and he put on a show, and he was there from start to finish. But, you know, you look at Aaron Rodgers, you look at the season that he had. The last 8 weeks of the season, he was 20-0, 20 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. He had amazing last 8 weeks of the season. He had a really good year. He missed, I think, 3 games and still had over 4,000 yards passing, 30 touchdowns. But what Tom Brady did, man, they needed every yard that he accumulated this year. 5,300 yards, I do believe, 43 touchdowns, one shy of his age, and 12 interceptions. And if you look at Pro Football Focus, 5 of those interceptions were called catchable or non-interceptions of his fault, drop passes or something like that. So that drops it to 7 interceptions and 43 touchdowns. He just played phenomenal, you know, and at every route. They say that it doesn't go into the playoffs, but that's a crock of BS. That's BS. You're going to have to chart it in the playoffs, too. Look at what Tom did in the playoffs. The Eagles game wasn't great, but he still beat the Eagles. You get to the second round. He has 170 yards passing in the fourth quarter to tie the game and come back on Matt Stafford. Obviously, Stafford took Kupp, snatched the soul at the end. But, you know, you just look at – and they had better wins to me. You know, they beat Buffalo. They beat the Colts when the Colts were on that run and were really showing up in them. They beat Dallas, and Dallas went on a 7-game winning streak after they lost to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So they needed everything he did, and for him to be the old man, the 44-year-old man, he's the only one that played all the games this year.
Yeah. Maz, who do you like tonight?
I think Brady deserves it because I'm looking through the whole playoff. And Aaron Rodgers peed down his pants. He crapped himself. All right? He don't deserve it. He don't deserve it.
I agree with you. I think these awards should include. I think these awards should include postseason.
If that's the case, then somebody else sneaks up into the playoffs. If you want to be honest,
well, Kupp,
Joey Cool,
yeah,
Joe Burrow.
Cool, Joe Burrow, but I don't think he's MVP. He probably is. If you
beat-
take him away from the Bengals.
He beat the Chiefs in the regular
If you
season.
take him away from
He
the
beat the
Bengals,
Chiefs
they're
in the
not winning.
postseason.
Take any quarterback
Yeah.
off their current roster, and nobody's.
Josh Allen,
Yeah.
take him away from the
Right.
Bills. They're,
I mean,
they're an
yeah.
8-win team.
So, I think Brady wins tonight. And
He's got to win.
I think he wins tonight. And I think a lot of it is because of the things that he did. Look, he led the league in passing. I mean, his numbers are there.
Yeah.
If Aaron Rodgers does not win the Most Valuable Player award, I don't believe it's going to be because of the vaccine
I don't think so either.
lie
I think it's
or
'cause he got
whatever.
beat.
I think it is because Brady's got better numbers, and maybe some people want to give him a swan song send off.
Right.
Maybe it's
Out the
not
door.
the Super Bowl. Maybe it's the MVP that he leaves
Hey, I was going
on.
to say this to the end of the show. I'm going to give
Go
Alex
for
a
it.
chance to grab it. It's Aaron Rodgers playing golf. Is that at the? He's out in Phoenix,
It's at the
right?
Pro-Am. It's the Pro-Am in
It's the
Denver.
Pro-Am.
It's in Denver.
In Denver.
Yeah.
Okay, that's right. Because he's like people in Denver,
In
like
Denver,
come to the
yeah.
Broncos. Listen to the PA announcer introducing the four-time MVP
I see
Aaron
what you
Rodgers.
did there.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your three-time NFL MVP award winner. 4 times. Oh, he's flashing me the 4. 4 times. I gotta update my bio. 10 Pro Bowl appearances. Twice led the NFL in passing touchdowns. The highest passer rating record. And the 5th all-time in passing TDs.
I just
Aaron
don't.
Rodgers.
I don't like the guy.
So
I don't like him.
But the people are just listening to it. Aaron Rodgers put up 4 fingers to the PA guy and yelled out 4-time, not 3-time.
And meanwhile, the NFL honors are tonight, so they haven't happened yet. So he was basically calling his shot, much like Babe Ruth did in 1918. But here's the interesting thing about this. Let's take Tom Brady's name off of the quarterback that won the Super Bowl last year, that led the league in touchdowns, passing yards, passing completions this season, and just tell me, would you vote this guy MVP? If I gave you this stat mass, Alex, Sam, if I said, hey, the guy that won the Super Bowl last year, won Super Bowl MVP last year, he came back this season, led the league in passing yards, led the league in completions as well as attempts, also had 12 interceptions, 43 touchdowns. Man, he had a hell of a year, and he got to the divisional round in the playoffs where he will fall to the team that's now in the Super Bowl. What would you say about that? That sounds like a guy that deserves MVP.
Automatic.
I think sometimes when you add Tom Brady's name on it, say, oh, we got to give Tom Brady the award again. Oh, we got to give Tom Brady the award because he's walking out of the door. Oh, because this is his swan song. I think that's part of the narration of people not wanting him to get it, much like people not wanting Aaron to get it because they think he's a douchebag. So I think if you just took his name off of what his accomplishments have been the last year, well, actually 2 years, you would immediately give Tom Brady the MVP trophy, and that's why he deserves it.
By the way, just looking at the MVP awards, 3 non-quarterbacks since 2000. Can anybody give me who those are?
Yep. Adrian Peterson.
Okay, Adrian Peterson. Yep.
J.J. Watt.
Adrian Peterson in 2012.
2012.
Hey, little
Ray
music,
Lewis?
maybe. I'm going to give this guy a minute here.
Is Ray Lewis?
Nope. Running back. Both are running backs.
What year was it since?
Only 3 since 2000. Adrian Peterson is the last non-quarterback to win it in 2012.
Chris Johnson? No,
Nope.
he didn't
Was
win.
there Sean Alexander?
Sean Alexander
Good call.
in 2005.
Super Bowl year?
And then
Did LaDainian Tomlinson win one?
yes, I was going to say
All
your
right,
job,
teammate. I
Sam.
was going to give a.
I see you,
I was
Sam.
gonna- Sam,
Hit the
LaDainian
buzzer for yourself,
Tomlinson.
Sam.
By the way, this is so silly. I think it's silly.
By the way, that LaDainian Tomlinson season was freaking insane.
The last defensive player,
31 touchdowns.
the last defensive player
LT,
to win the
Lawrence
MVP. In fact, the only defensive player ever to win
LT.
the MVP.
LT.
Lawrence Reginald Taylor.
LT.
I don't know what
Did
his middle
Reggie?
name.
Oh, no, Reggie White didn't win.
What's his middle name, Maz?
I forget.
Lawrence.
Greatness.
Awesomeness Taylor.
Goat.
Lawrence Goat Taylor.
Lawrence Taylor. Is he the old? I think he's
Lawrence halftime
Ray
run.
Lewis didn't win it.
Ray
Nah,
Lewis
he won
never
MVP
won it.
Twice. He won Defensive Player of the Year twice.
Kicker won it in 1982. Mark Mosley.
Mark Mosley. The Redskins.
Alan
Oh,
Page
man.
in 71 from the Vikings.
I know who Alan Page is.
And that's it.
Purple People Eaters.
Jinx.
Wow.
Now you both got to be
And a
quiet.
senator.
Unbelievable.
Lawrence Hey, Lawrence Taylor's middle name definitely is Lawrence Taylor's middle name. Lawrence Julius Taylor Jr.
Yes.
Oh, my God.
You mean it's not Reginald?
That's the best name ever. Lawrence
He was
Julius.
named after Dr. J.
I'm going to start. They about the same. Yeah. Good.
That is fantastic.
I'm starting calling him Julius.
Oh, my gosh.
My man Julius.
Well, nobody up for the MVP tonight. Well, I guess Cooper Kupp is, but he's not going to win.
It's a two-horse race.
It's a two-horse race. Super Bowl Sunday.
Couple win something. He'll win
Sunday.
offensive player.
Couple of days away. There is a remarkable local story that's happening that I've just got to weigh in on. I have to weigh in on this.
I'm with you on this.
I cannot believe what is happening to Jerry Green, longtime sports writer for the Detroit News, the only man ever to cover every Super Bowl.
Yep.
Let you know his story coming up next. Ermanni and Edwards.
Woodward Sports Network, the bottom line.
Cheap bastards.
6 dark corners, a driveway and a patio, 5 windows that could become doors. Every house has unique security challenges. Guardian Alarm has more tech, more team, and more ways to help keep them all safe. Get a professionally designed and installed security and smart home system from Guardian Alarm. Sign up today and get a free video device. Guardian Alarm. Smart, right from the start. Call 1-800-STAY-OUT.
Putting on a show here, and that's how you answer. We love our sports. We just wish they'd love us back. Detroit sports for Detroit sports fans. Woodward Sports.
Coming to you live from the Planet Fitness studio, here to talk about none other than Planet Fitness. Join Planet Fitness right now, where they are home to the judgment-free zone. Meaning you can get your workout on, you can do whatever you want to do. You can do push-up, some superset, and you can hit the sauna, do whatever. Nobody will bother you. Nobody will pay you any attention. Because you're in your own world, you're in your own zone. Just $10 a month.
Only
Actually,
$10.
$10 a month, saying. I was waiting for somebody to ask me, and I appreciate that. Only $10 a month. And actually, if you sign up now, $0 down. Or also, you can be a part of the Black Card, which is $22.99 a month, and you get unlimited amenities used such as massage chairs for my big buddy Maz over there. Also, you got unlimited tanning. Man, I'm telling you, this is the place to be. Over 2,000 locations worldwide, and guess what? That means there is a Planet Fitness near you. Also, just opening up is the Planet Fitness in Midtown Detroit at the Detroit Performance Center for the Detroit Pistons. So if you want to run into Sadiq Bey or Cade Cunningham, NBA's Rookie of the Month, there's your best chance. Sign up now, www.planetfitness.com. They are the gym for you.
So there's one person on the face of the earth that has been to and covered every Super Bowl since the start of the Super Bowl. And there's a story in Newsweek from a day ago about Jerry Green, formerly the Detroit News freelance guy, now for the Detroit News.
Gross pointer.
Gross pointer. I did not know that, actually, until I just read the column.
Friend of Mike O'Hara.
93 years old, Jerry Green. There was somebody that put out Steve Freese from Newsweek, a Newsweek contract contributor, writes this column about Jerry Green and how the News is not paying his way to the Super Bowl.
And haven't for the past few Super Bowls.
He pays his own way to get to the Super Bowl. And there's a GoFundMe for Jerry Green for he and his daughter. He's 93 years old. His daughter helps him travel.
He's in a wheelchair.
I am like blown away.
And he's worked for the Detroit News?
Worked for the Detroit News for
and
an entire lifetime. And he's freelance for the Detroit News. That's where he would file his column to.
Good thing I'm a freak guy. Sheesh.
And I was so angry when I saw this last night because there's business and then there's right and wrong.
And then there's both.
And then there's both. And I just have no idea, if you're the Detroit News, how you, in good conscience. Now, if I don't have all the facts to this story, I will openly apologize to the Detroit News. But how they cannot pay his way up front to go to the Super Bowl, which probably could be his last one, is just abhorrent.
Listen to me, right?
No, I'm leaning
I know
you.
Jerry Green for a long time, since I started back in 1996. Love this guy. Love Mike O'Hara. Love Kurt Sylvester. Great Vartan Kapelian. These guys were Detroit sports. We listened to them. We read them, and Jerry Green couldn't be a nicer man. Listen, man, there's no reason that the Detroit Lions cannot send this guy to the Super Bowl. Do you think will it cost the Lions a penny to represent Detroit and send Jerry Green to the Super Bowl? Do you think they pay for their hotel rooms?
Look,
do you think they pay for their hotel rooms? Do you think they pay for the tickets?
I don't know how that works.
No.
But again, I don't think this is up to the Lions. I'm going to have the Lions back in this one.
The news is barely alive.
You can't spend...
They're barely alive.
What do you mean barely alive?
People don't even pay $1, $2 to get an annual subscription to it.
Then just say no thanks, Jerry. Just say no thanks.
He's going on his own. He is a freelancer. Yeah, the Detroit News will pick up his a column, but he's not going for the Detroit News.
Is his column going to be featured in the Detroit News?
I'm sure it'll be in there. It'll be in Newsweek. It'll be in Sports Illustrated. It'll be all across the media. The news can't afford crap anymore.
They can't afford $1,000 to get the guy there.
It ain't $1,000
for.
I'm just saying. You're in the NFL. You're the Detroit Lions.
What about the NFL? I mean,
exactly.
Forget about the Detroit Lions for a second.
They're part of the NFL. That's what I mean.
Because like every problem cannot be. Like it's like anytime you got a problem, oh, it's cloudy outside, oh, it's Trump's fault. Every problem, it can't be the Lions' fault.
Well, Lions
you know what I mean?
NFL.
The Lions have nothing to do with this, and I've seen the Lions a couple of times. The Lions have nothing to do with this. It's the Detroit News and it's the NFL. And if Roger Goodell, you want some goodwill, Roger? Get this guy to the Super Bowl on a private jet.
Freaking guy makes $60 million a year. $60 freaking million a year.
Pisses
Roger
me
Goodell.
off.
Yeah, it pisses me off. You pulled Trump out your ass. That was funny. I was like, where'd that come from? I was laughing. I just hadn't had his name in a while.
I'll tell you why. Because somebody said today, they were talking about inflation being the highest in 40 years today, and somebody said, yeah, it's Trump's fault. I said the guy's been off. Like, not everything is his fault. Not everything is the Lions' fault.
Right.
You can't just insert everything.
Let me ask you this question. Let me do some due diligence right now. When did we find out about this, Matt? About how long ago?
A couple of days.
Less than 24 hours ago.
A couple days.
So it's been a couple days, or it's been less than 24 hours. Regardless,
I found out about it last night.
Okay, let's just say a day. Let's just do 24 hours. So now it is up to the people in this city. The Detroit News, it's up to the Detroit Lions, and it's up to the NFL to pick the situation up, to pick this story up. Like, it's already Thursday. So if he's playing on his own, then obviously they can get the funds to him and take care of whatever or reimburse him. Like, this is a guy that's covered every Super Bowl. This is a story. It's a Detroit story, and we don't have too many of these. It's up to the Detroit Lions to say, hey, you know what? We got you. You talk about some goodwill. Mm-hmm. Why wait for goodwill from Roger Goodell? Why can't the Detroit Lions, who they have enough money, somebody put him up together? The Detroit News, hey, you know what? You guys can scratch and scrape because I definitely know they've been going down under for a long time. Yeah. But y'all still got some ducats in there where you can take care of this guy. Like you said, it could be his last. And I don't want to put that in the air, but let's call it. I almost said it, Alex.
Almost.
I almost said it. At the end of the day, damn it. I ran for one and did the other one. No, but listen.
What about NBC? Doesn't NBC want to do a story?
What about us?
It's the Lions, man. It's the Lions.
What about us? I'm in favor. You get a GoFundMe, I'll donate.
Come on, man. The Lions press room is named after who? Tom Kowalski.
Yeah, the killer.
From the Detroit News. This is
Booth
Jerry
newspapers.
Green. This is Jerry Green from the Detroit News.
Did he work from the Detroit News? Killer?
Oh, he worked for Booth newspapers. I'm sorry. It's a media outlet. It's a print outlet.
Yeah.
Okay? They have people from the print outlets covering the team on a daily basis. Justin Rogers is there representing the Detroit News.
He's not. He's got COVID.
Okay. I'm just saying, in general.
He made that. He put that out there on Twitter today.
It just bothers the hell out of me.
I will double down and say
that people with all this freaking money, and I'm talking NFL, corporate, at Lions, corporate money, can't send this man to cover his 56th Super Bowl.
I don't want to count people's pockets. I'm not a big fan of that, although we know they have a lot of money.
They're not people. They're corporations.
This is true. This is true. But with that being said, if you plan to use his piece from the Super Bowl. If you plan on using anything that he writes, anything that he discovers, any interviews or contacts and conversations that he has, if you plan on using them in your columns, in your paper, on your internet sources and things like that, then you owe this man a reimbursement for his fees of going out there, taking care of his child, 93 years old, et cetera, and his daughter who has to look after him. Then you owe him. If you don't have any plans to pay attention to what he's reading, to add it to your column or on your internet site, it's still up to you to reimburse this man.
I just cannot believe it. How far we've fallen as a society. We can't pay this guy's way to get to the Super Bowl.
Another trade hit the Mavericks are trading Kristaps Porzingis
to
the Wizards for Spencer Dinwiddie, another former Piston, and a couple of other players.
He's a terrible teammate, Dinwiddie.
Dinwiddie?
Yeah.
Well, he's been on like 4 teams, but we had him first. Second-round pick, by the way.
He looked really good when he was with the Nets.
Oh, I thought really good player.
I thought that Nets thing was going to last for a while.
But Porzingis was the big guy, right? He was going to be a unicorn.
Yeah, you know
when
what
the
happened.
Knicks traded him.
So I did a little digging on that because I was trying to figure out what happened with him and Luka. Because when he went from New York to Dallas, it just seemed like a slam dunk. 2 foreigners.
Natural fit.
They're the young guy. They're the new Steve Nash and Dirk Nowitzki. I thought that was going to be the move. Luka hates Kristaps. Like, apparently Kristaps doesn't work hard. Apparently Kristaps argues a lot. He complains a lot. Luka Doncic wants to win. All you see him do is go out there and ball. And apparently that's not what Kristaps Porzingis brought to the table. So they fell out a year and a half ago.
Interesting, man. It just goes to show you, too, how hard it is to find that chemistry, that cohesion, that right player, that right mix of players to compete for an NBA championship. And it kind of gives you, if you look back on the Going to Work Pistons, 6 straight Eastern Conference championships without the benefit of a LeBron James, Carmelo Anthony, Steph. There was no real star, and I know Ben's a Hall of Famer.
But he wasn't a star like that.
There's no star, you know? I mean,
the dirty work.
Yeah.
The guy did the dirty work. They just were a rare breed in the sense that they can just sacrifice the egos. They could sacrifice, the star power or wanting to be the one or wanting to be a guy that averaged 28, a guy that is – because they always – like – it is the quintessential meaning of what Lloyd Carr used to tell me all the time. He said, when the team wins, everybody wins. Because Chauncey Billups made the All-Star team. He's not an All-Star. If you want to go back and look at his numbers, I love Chauncey. I know him personally. I used to hang out with him when I was at Michigan. He made me get the Bentley Coupe. He had it. He told me that should be my first car. But if you look at his stats, he's not an All-Star. But because they were winning championships, because they were together, and because they were a unit, and that's how the NBA saw him, they weren't going to vote in Ben Wallace without Richard Hamilton, without Chauncey Billups, without Rasheed or Tayshaun Prince. So when the team wins, everybody wins, and everybody benefited from that Going to Work Pistons.
All right, gang, we're going to take a break. Come right back when we do. Hoping to be joined by Darren Ravel. This is Ermanni and Edwards.
Woodward Sports Network on a Thursday where I believe outside it's floating around 35, 34 degrees. Ermanni and Edwards, the bottom line.
Life is full of hard choices. We're here to make one of life's biggest decisions as simple as possible. My name is Christina Gennari, and for over 20 years, I've helped hundreds of families buy and sell homes. We cover all of Metro Detroit and more, from large luxury homes to starter homes. We will work hard to make sure that you get the home of your dreams. So if you're in the market today or even thinking about buying or selling in the future, make the obvious choice. Christina Gennari, the obvious choice in real estate. Visit us at soldchristina.com today.
What's the over-under? Should I tease? Who is the lock of the night? Make sure you're watching Woodward Bets to get the latest in sports betting and more. Woodward Bets daily on Woodward Sports.
53.
Hey, gang, I want to tell you about Chili Peppers Tanning. That's where you're going to find the cleanest salons in the D. Spotless, sanitized rooms, trained, certified tanning professionals. Join the Pepper Club for all the best deals. They'll beat all competitors by $5. Don't forget to pick up that Australian Gold Designer Skin, California Tan, and Swedish Beauty Lotions. ChiliPeppersTanning.com. Hottest bulbs, hottest deals, darkest hands. Your vitamin D headquarters, 26 locations and more. Coming, Big D Energy, going to be live from the Berkeley Grand Opening on Monday, February 21st from 11 to 1 p.m. on Woodward Avenue between 11 and 12 Mile Road. ChiliPeppersTanning.com.
Something about that February 21st date, man. It sounds familiar. Rings a bell.
Oh, the February 21st date. Also, Braylon Edwards, 39th birthday.
Sheesh. Where'd the days go?
How's it feeling?
I love being 38.
Yeah.
I love being 39. The interesting thing is I remember being 20, and I was going to Ron Johnson's birthday party. For those of you who don't know, we had Ron Johnson on the show early in the year, Detroit King High School, University of Minnesota, drafted in the 5th round by the Baltimore Ravens. I was going to his 23rd birthday party. I was 20. I said, damn, Ron's 23. That's old. And now here I am about to be 39. The time goes quick.
When I turned 40, that was an eye-opening
he's about to get you.
moment for me. Watch this. You get to put the camera on me.
That would have been a good one.
There was somebody in the window. So on these, you can put the camera on me. On these windows, it's kind of a two-way window. You cannot see what's happening in here. We can see out, but you can't see in.
That was time to shoot right there.
And there was somebody right here. I was going to knock on the door and knock on the window and freak him out a little bit.
Fell on the Woodward.
That's fantastic. But yeah, so we'll try to track down Darren Rovell. We're having some technical problems on our end that we are trying to sort out. So we thank Darren for his patience as we try to rectify those. Guys, Super Bowl 56. Rams a 4.5 point favorite over the Bengals. It's a matchup that I think so many people are looking forward to because I think this game could go either way. I was asked today at the dealership when I was out there, who do you like? And I'm like,
I don't know.
I really don't know yet. I could see this game being a 38-34 game. I could see this game being a high-scoring game where the Rams win. I could see a Rams total blowout. I could see a Bengals close win.
Yeah.
I could see a Bengals blowout. I mean, actually, the Bengals blowout is the one thing that I think I'd have a hard time seeing. But
I would, and that's the thing. I wouldn't have a hard time seeing the Bengals blowout from the standpoint. Stafford, he's never been in the Super Bowl. Yes, he's playing very well in the playoffs, taking nothing away from him. But I can see him, slipping, having an interception. And then once you throw an interception, doubt seems to creep into the mind. And now he may throw another interception. Or maybe they don't get things going. And Burrow, who's ice cold in his veins. He doesn't even care that the moment is supposed to be something that he doesn't believe it to be. It's just another game for Joe Burrow. I could see that happening. But just realistically, when you break the game down, man, it's the Rams. You look at their defensive line. You look at Leonard Floyd. You look at Von Miller. You look at Aaron Donald, the way that they're playing. You look at the lack of an offensive line by the Cincinnati Bengals. You think that they take over. Cincinnati Bengals have found a way. Then you look at the skills position for the Cincinnati Bengals. Their skill position is better to me than the skill position of the Rams. You got Joe Mixon, who was a Pro Bowler. You got Uzomah, who's going to play. You have T. Higgins. You got Tyler Boyd, who was a Pro Bowler. You have Jamar Chase, broke the rookie record. He's an all-pro first team. All-pro first team as a rookie. Like, that skills team is amazing. Then you look at Joe Burrow versus Stafford. Stafford's never lost in a bowl game. Burrow's never lost in a playoff game. It's so many intangibles in the Super Bowl. That's why it's so hard to pick.
First and foremost, before we move on, we're not going to have Darren Rovell. That's a problem on our end. We just could not do it technically. We had something go wrong technically.
System didn't want us to be great.
Yep, the system didn't want it to be great today. So we certainly apologize to our audience and Darren Rovell as he was trying to get hooked up here for a couple of minutes and then had to move on. So want to apologize to our audience for that and to him as well. But back to this Super Bowl matchup, Braylon, here's what I keep going back to as well. If you look at the Bengals through their 3 playoff games, they barely beat the Raiders, and the Raiders made a ton of mistakes in that game. Then Tennessee sacked Joe Burrow 9 times. Like it was Ferris Bueller. 9 times. 9 times. And Tannehill had to throw 2 picks in that game for Cincinnati to be victorious in that game. And then you get to the Chiefs, and they were down 21-3 and probably should have lost if the analytics of Andy Reid and his coaching staff just takes points at the end of the half instead of trying to, score a touchdown there at the end of the game. So each and every way along the way, at every point, they have dodged the bullet against the Raiders, against the Titans, against the Chiefs. Can they do that one more time? I would have to say eventually it's going to catch up to them.
Well, you can, since you want to go that route, you can say that about the Chiefs. The Chiefs,
but the Rams?
No, you can say that about the Chiefs. When the Kansas City Chiefs won their first Super Bowl, what happened that year, Sam? I know you pay attention to everything. The Chiefs had to come from behind in the first round. They had to come from behind in the second round. They had to come from behind in the third round. And, oh, by the way, they had to come from behind in the Super Bowl. So sometimes when it's destiny, when it's your time, for whatever reason that it is your time, it's your time, and this could be a similar situation to the Kansas City Chiefs. Everybody forgets that, yes, they dominated the league that year, but they didn't dominate the playoffs. They gave everybody they spotted everybody, whether it was Lamar Jackson, whether it was the Titans and Ryan Tannehill. They spotted everybody, and they came, even in the Super Bowl, they spotted Jimmy G. Jimmy G was one easy, wide-open pass away from destroying the Kansas City legend. One play away. When it's your time, and that could just be Joe Burrow, Cincinnati Bengals, and the Who Day. That could be their time on Sunday against Matt Stafford.
If there was a team that was down by 4 points, needed a touchdown in the final drive of the game, 2 minutes to go, Burrow or Stafford, who you got?
Burrow. I'm taking Burrow.
No hesitation.
No hesitation. I like their offense better, and I like the ice in Burrow better. Burrow's been doing this for a very long time. With Stafford, yes, we know he was in Detroit. I get all that, blah, blah, blah. This is a new day. This is just here. Still something about Matt Stafford. It's still something about, like, Burrow has answered every time his back has been against the wall. And I feel like he's still fighting to prove something. He's the number 1 overall pick, but he's still fighting like he wasn't the number 1 overall pick. It's something about him that is just different to me, and I would choose him. And also the weapons that they have. They got 3 wide receivers that are studs. They have a tight end that is a stud. You got a running back that can catch out of the backfield. He runs well between the tackles and outside. By the way, he's a Pro Bowler. I take all of that situation.
By the way, I wanted to ask a question to Darren Rovell, so I'll ask it to Braylon instead. The NFL going to Germany now. I mean, can I just? Who gives a damn about where they're? I don't want to play in Spain, London, Germany. What good is it to an NFL fan here in the United States to play out there? Are they putting a team in Munich?
You get a game at 9 a.m.
The Frankfurt Galaxy TV failed already. The World League of American Football, it sucked. It failed.
I agree with you. I'm not a fan of getting up at 9 a.m. I remember when we were doing the pregame show at Tin Roof, we were watching the Dolphins play Jacksonville, I do believe, and I was like, who cares? I definitely agree with you on that. But from a marketing standpoint, they're just trying to continue to grow the brand globally. It's the number.
They don't care about our game.
You said what?
They care about soccer.
But I disagree.
Europe cares about soccer.
But I disagree, because every time they go to one of these places, one of these cities, and one of these countries, the reception that they receive that week leading up to the game and in the game itself, it's so warm. It's like it's so many people. It's so many
you
people
like going as a player?
No, and that's what I was telling you. I wasn't going from a player standpoint. I was talking about just from like the brand of the NFL. No, I've never been, and I wouldn't want to go. I talked to Marcus about it. My brother Marcus, happy belated birthday.
Happy belated birthday,
Marcus Pollard's birthday was yesterday. Big bro, happy 50th. Aging like
50th.
fine wine.
Marcus Pollard is 50.
Aging like fine wine.
Oh my
God. He didn't like going out there when he went with Jacksonville. They didn't like going, but from a brand standpoint, I understand it.
I just think it's crap.
Well, not crap. Our number 1 the program. I don't know.
What are those likes talking about?
No easy transition.
What are those likes talking about?
Let's get these. Let's get these likes up, guys. Let's get to 100. Oh yeah, here they go. Come on now.
There we go.
Want to get to 100 likes after the first hour of the program? Let's go. If you're watching on YouTube, smash that like button for us, because you're gonna like this next guest, Rob Sims, former Detroit Lion, co-owner of Primitive Group. We're gonna have him on with us next. Ermanni and Edwards.
Woodward Sports Network, the bottom line.
Everything that we've hoped for, finally.
He's going deep.
deep right side. Oh, that is Edwards out there. He goes up in the air at the goal line.
Hey, it's Braylon Edwards here, wanting to welcome the sports marketing agency to Woodward Sports Network, to the family. Glad to have you guys. For the last decade, the sports marketing agency has literally leveraged athletes around issues such as mental health and substance abuse.
Catch. Follow us everywhere. Just search Woodward Sports on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, IG, and more.
Super Bowl 56 coming to you from SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles on Sunday. Really exciting time for a lot of Lions fans. That's another thing, man. So many Lions fans feel like this is their Super Bowl.
It's the Stafford Bowl.
It's incredible. We are rooting for the guy. Rob Sims, former Detroit Lion guard here from 2010 to 2014, 9-year NFL vet. And, of course, we have to mention with Braylon on the table here, a former Ohio State Buckeye.
National champion.
Don't you think for 1 second I wasn't about to bring that up.
Rob, how you doing,
What
my
up,
friend?
Rob?
Hey, brother, what's going on, man? How's
Man, I can't complain. Hey, look, man, I'm not going to talk any smack about the game last year. I figured y'all at least can give us one. Y'all been beating our ass for 20 years, so you can give us one.
It was a good 20 years, man. So, I'll let you have you one.
I appreciate that. Hey, as long as we dominate that line of scrimmage, man, it may not stop. I'm just saying.
Yeah. We'll see.
Hey, Rob, we're really curious to talk to you because I wanted your perspective as a former teammate of Matthew Stafford. One of the things about Stafford that I found so interesting, when they won in the NFC Championship game, all of the former teammates so many former teammates of Matthew Stafford went to Twitter and were talking about this guy and what a great teammate and so happy for him. How would you characterize Matthew Stafford as a teammate, Matthew Stafford as a player on this run here to the Super Bowl?
I think I think all of us, man, we had a pretty close-knit group going back to 2013, 2014. When I came to the Lions, I was looking at, obviously a Hall of Fame player with Calvin, but we saw Matt's talent and just were like, I was blown away by what he was able to do with the ball in his arm and just his talent in general and the way, he led. And I think 2014, we all, still felt like, that was our year to really make some noise. And, I think it's just fun to watch him do this, man. I'm just excited for him, man. It feels like, one of ours is actually making it.
Rob, are you surprised? You've been here a long time. Are you surprised, knowing how passionate Lions fans are you surprised that it seems as though a large majority of fans are rooting for Matthew Stafford to bring this championship home to L.A., essentially?
Yeah, it's weird, right? I think it's bittersweet for a lot of people. They're watching their guy, and right, their team and that group of guys. We just missed our window, and but what Matthew did for Detroit, he still brought a winner here, and I think everybody, man, are just happy for him. But it's bittersweet, man. I think people, that championship should be in Detroit.
Hey, Rob, talking to me, man. Talking to fellow former Ohio State alumni, Robert Sims. Rob, talk to me about this. You're a competitor, just like I'm a competitor. You look at that 2014 team that was in Detroit. You guys were this close. You look at this Rams team that Stafford's on. Put those teams two up against each other right now and tell me, what do you think, who wins and why?
I think from an offensive defensive line, you had, Sue and Fairley in 2014, a Jason Jones on the defensive side, a young Ziggy Ansah, guys that in my mind, were superstars and were unbelievable when they played. And then you had an aging offensive line, but we were nasty, and we went out there and threw our weight around a little bit, and then with Calvin and with Calvin and Matthew and some of the other weapons around, I just think that we were balanced, and we just had the it looks like the veteran leadership that the Rams have, and we had that too. So, I just really wish back then, we would have went all in, kind of like the Rams did, and went and brought that Von Miller person in, went and got Odell Beckham, and sometimes it's just those guys that get you over the hump. So.
Rob,
if anything, I think that's where we left it out.
So many people will look back at that 2014 and they'll point to the what happened in the Cowboys game with the pass interference. We have as fans kind of that's stuck in our craw because if you win that game, maybe you do win a Super Bowl. Maybe you do go to the Super Bowl. As a former player on that team, do you ever look back at that year specifically and say, "Damn, what might have been"?
Yeah, absolutely. For one reason, that pass interference call, that was my last play in the NFL.
Wow.
I retired after that, and that's a bittersweet one to leave out there. But yeah, for sure. I think there was a couple games, right? The Chicago game where the Calvin Johnson rule comes back up. There were moments on the field where we were saw greatness and it was kind of snatched from us. That we feel were we perfect? No, but we had a good enough product on the field to win. And, just a shame, things like that determine the outcome.
Hey, and Dominican Sue, Rob, hey, welcome into the show, by the way. Rob Sims joins us. I know you're partners with Calvin in Primitive Group right now. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But do you guys ever talk to each other about your days as a Lion, that game in itself, what made Calvin retire as early as he did? And we had you here in studio a couple of months ago. We asked him if he wanted to continue his career and all of that. So we know all of that kind of stuff. But a guy like Ndamukong Suh, I remember he went on to the press conference after that game and he was crying. And it broke my heart as a Lions fan because I knew he was going to leave. Had he stayed, if he was allowed to stay here and got that salary cap right, this team could have gone on to win. I'm sure of it. I wanted to get your take on that.
I mean, I think you're 100% right about that. I mean, I think not only in Dominican, but we saw guys that weren't producing the way we thought they should for Detroit leave and find other success. The Kyle Van Noy's and Eric Ebron. So the talent was here, and this is going back to what I'm talking about. It just going all in. We had the pieces, but so a couple bad breaks, and of course we could dismantling the team the way we had to do, and obviously Dominican went and made a whole bunch of money, which he should. But for sure, if those offensive defensive lines, and we would have kept some of those vets around and put some pieces, I just don't understand how we could have kept winning. Our culture was getting there with Jim Caldwell, and I think we just had it's just unfortunate, man. We had a great opportunity.
How about Jim Caldwell? How bad a move was that by Bob Quinn?
I thought, Jim Caldwell, going back to my Ohio State days, Jim Tressel was that once in a lifetime coach that you meet, that is able to, lead, 53 men and, really 53 men with egos, with a certain amount of grace. And I think Jim Caldwell did that. And, we were looking to turn into a team that was going to be a contender every single year. And we kind of built that foundation, and that foundation was there to come, from then on, in my opinion. And, I just think it's unfortunate that he didn't get a chance to stick around and finish what he started, because he did a great job getting us to a certain place.
Hey, I know we're taking you down this back down memory lane of misery and defeat and all that. The hell with that. Let's get away from that. We didn't bring you on the show for that, man. I apologize about even going down this road.
Apologize.
Let's talk about
That's our misery you're talking about.
Well, he was on the team though. You guys are fans. He actually lived it.
He's
It's
getting
different.
paid.
No.
At least he got paid to be miserable.
Nah, the hell with that. You see what he said? He said that was his last play ever. That was his last game, last play. You gotta wait. I'm not listening to you. You here, man. You
I'm
here.
suffering.
Talk to me about the Detroit Lions right now and what they're doing. Dan Campbell, Brad Holmes, because it seems like, and I know we've been through this, and you've been through this as a player. Every other year, it's like, oh, they're on it this time. They got the right people in place. They got the guys that are going to take the Lions into the future, and it ends up being more BS. What about this? What about this looks to you and feels real? Does this feel real, what they're doing? If so, tell me why.
Yeah, I think I think Brad Holmes, for one, is just a rock star when it comes to being a GM. I think you're looking at a guy that came from LA, right, and they're having success, and success just doesn't start with putting new people in the boat. It is something that has to build, and builds over time, and builds over years, and I think he's probably part of that success, and I think he could be part of this success here too. Fortunately, as Lion fans, and I'm one of them. Right, we want the win right now, and that's not always realistic. So I think they're in a rebuilding mode. It is what it is. And we just got to be patient. But, I do think you do have the right guys on the, in the facility to get it done.
Hey, Rob, when you look at this Sunday Super Bowl, what does your heart tell you? What does your head tell you is going to happen on Sunday?
I think the Rams have the superior team, in my opinion. I think Matthews do. I think so I'm a little biased, of course. I think Joe, the Bengals are unbelievable, but I just think the Rams, they have the right veteran leadership and they got the pieces. They're not lacking in any space. Very complete team.
Rob, how about Matthew Stafford? We all complained when he was here. He couldn't win the big game. His record against the winning teams was abysmal. So was Jim Caldwell's, if we have to say that. And now he goes to L.A., gets all that love all year long. And, at the end of the year, the Rams were kind of just barely hanging together. And they got to the playoffs. They won the games they needed to. But do you really believe it's true that if a good player like him gets out of town here, that it sky's the limit for him?
This is kind of a loaded question, right?
Take your time answering that.
This is a Lion fan talking to you, okay?
Take your time answering that.
A broken-hearted Lions fan.
Clear his throat 5 times.
Yeah. So, you got to get out of here.
We've definitely seen other players have success in other places, right? And I think it's a combination of not only just being in a different place and different culture and different rules and different freedoms, but change of scenery does a lot for people too. And I think that unfortunately, fans here have just had we've gotten the bad go of it, man. But those guys' talent has shown in other places, and unfortunately, we're going to watch Matthew go into a Super Bowl here.
The great Rob Sims. Rob, before we get you out of here, tell me about Primitive. How excited are you for everything that you got going on there? I'm on the website now, primitivegroup.com. Really cool stuff, man.
Yeah, I think it's really fortunate that, I always thought that, players, because we played together on the field, we could function in other places like business and, understand how each other works and what it's going to really take. And, I got your back in that. And, being able to do that with Calvin has just been fun and great. And we've built our own little playground, our own little arena. And just excited about how retirement is going and the next steps we do. And I've got something that I get up every day I'm very passionate about. And, I'm sure Braylon can attest to that, how big that is to find that purpose. And, whether it be real estate, primitive, whatever, man, we're just excited about the opportunity and just keep pushing it forward.
Rob, how excited are you that Jim Harbaugh is back in Ann Arbor?
Very excited. I was so nervous when I thought he was going to.
Oh, my God.
Maz.
Hang up. Get Maz and Rob out of here.
I was texting Coach Day. Like, Coach, we cannot let it happen, Coach.
Oh, my God.
Coach Day was born on third base, Jim said.
Oh, man.
I saw him come back, and I was like, Columbus.
Rob, you are the best, man. Rob, you are the best, man. Thanks so much for the time. We love having you. And,
Go Blue, Rob.
Always gracious with your time.
As he's wearing scarlet and gray.
All right. Thanks, Rob. Love to have you in studio one day if you ever want to come back.
Anytime.
All right. We'll get Maz out of here.
We got to get the golf. Oh, man.
Oh, man. Rob Sims, one of the great ones, man. Hell of a personality. Hell of a personality. And the football stuff aside, and Braylon, as you mentioned, he can speak to this with the primitive group. I mean, to have something to look forward to get out of bed every day, to be excited about something, man, that's how you succeed in life.
Yeah, 2 things about it. One, that's how you alleviate depression. Mm-hmm. A lot of times with former athletes, and we could talk about that, and man, rest in peace. But when you finish doing something and that's all you've ever known, whether it's basketball, whether it's football, whether it's baseball, whatever that is, and you don't know what's next. You don't have a plan next. Like what creeps in is depression. You're sitting around, you're waiting, you're mad that the season's over. Just look at what he said. He said his last game was the infamous no flag.
Yep.
It was the infamous flag pickup game. That can crush you, and that can, the eat at your mental. But when you have things that are next in line, when you have primitive group, and the thing that I love about primitive group, Primitive isn't just one thing. It's not the cannabis business. It's a group, which means they can do real estate, they can do cannabis, they can move around and make deals. See, that's how you create generational wealth. Like, that's how you create generational wealth. Brothers coming together as teammates. I don't care about colors. When I say brothers, I'm talking about teammates coming together and creating that generational wealth. Owners have wealth, players get rich. But when you come together like that, you can create wealth and become in the owner's ball game too.
Guys, I want to stick with some Lions talk if we could for the next segment. Michael Brockers, former LA Ram, first-year member of the Detroit Lions after a long, good career in the NFL and with the Rams. He was talking to Jim Rome a day or two ago and had some interesting things to say about the Detroit Lions and how they get good. We'll play that for you next. Also, high praise for the new Lions offensive coordinator. Lots to get to. Hour number 2 of the program well underway. Ermanni and Edwards.
Woodward Sports Network, the bottom line.
Hi, I'm Kay Cunningham. I'm proud to partner with Hall Financial, the mortgage company known for 5-star service. Don't just take my word for it. Check out their 5,000 5-star reviews for yourself. Go to callhallfirst.com and get started with your 5-star experience today.
Here at Woodward Sports, we're always up for a good cause and a good time. This year we present the 2022 Cupid Run. Yeah, you heard right. Time to get in our underwear and run the streets of Detroit. For the last 12 years, we've stripped down, ran in the cold, and partied to raise money to help fund research to end NF. February 12th, join the staff from Woodward Sports and hundreds of other beautiful people downtown at the Tin Roof. You can register as an individual or your team today at woodwardsports.com. So start doing those squats, sit-ups, or just some 12-ounce curls. And get ready for Cupid's Undie Run 2022. Sponsored by the awesome people at Gypsy Vodka, Centron, and Planet Fitness. We'll see you February 12th at the Tin Roof. In our underwear. Thank you to Chili Peppers Tanning.
Hey, I'm not sure if you could fold in your underwear, but if you ask the owners of the Folding Warehouse in Hamtramck, Chris and Noni Hutt, they might tell you, yeah, just show up in your underwear and fold. What is folding? It's a great game. I bowled tonight. Wish I could do it with the football.
Thursday night bowling.
Thursday night bowling at Harbor Lanes. Nonetheless, the Folding Warehouse in Hamtramck. Throwing a football at bowling pins, can't get any more fun than that. Could do it with yourself, with your friends, your family, your whole group, your corporate party. Do it any way you want. 2 ways to play it. $10 unlimited open play, or you could rent a lane for 2 hours. Up to 10 people could play on it, and it only costs you $120. Multiple full bars, 100 beers or more, and that $2 mystery beer machine. You hungry? You can bring your own food in or even have it delivered. Don't forget to get your fold on. Check them out at foldingwarehouse.com, Ryan.
All right. Plus, I want to let you know about Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. That's right. Precision haircuts at the right price. You got that right. Lady Jane's, several locations throughout Metro Detroit, several more around the country. So look for a Lady Jane's nearest you. All you got to do, walk in, sign in, sit down, and before you know it, you are handsome and clean. Ooh-wee. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome. Wicked awesome.
Insight. I appreciate you sharing your thoughts. Now, you guys closed out the season by winning 3 of your last 6. All right. Now, what's that say about everybody in that locker room? Does it feel like you've laid a foundation for the future? And then secondarily, if you remember, what's the next step look like for the Lions next year?
You know, man, our progress and just our growth throughout the season, man. You know, I remember that first win vividly. You know, a lot of guys were coming in the locker room. They were excited. You know, we're dancing. They were just, elated about us winning. And then the next couple of wins, it was like more professionalism about how we went about business. You know, everybody was like, man, good job. We're shaking hands. We're happy about the moment, but it just felt like it wasn't done. And that's the same feel I kind of got, in that 4-12 season when we first got here in LA. It was like that, man. Everybody just felt like, man, we're just so much better than where we are now. And it's kind of like, you go through all that adversity to get to some point, and I feel like our point is, it wasn't last year, but we had a lot of learning lessons throughout that year, and a lot of young guys learned lessons. So we're going to be leaning on those same young guys from last year this year, and we hope to be better this year.
I was going to say, so you obviously hope to be better, but how much better? I mean, legitimately, is this a team that could contend for a playoff spot next year?
Definitely. I mean, if you think about our season, we lost by a 66-yard field goal that bounced in. We were in that Ravens game. We were in a lot of games where we lost it in game situations, 2-minute, a lot of stuff where the young guys haven't seen those situations before. So now they've been through them. They've gone through them now. Going on to next season, we can show tape of those those situations. We can learn from them, and I just think we'll be a better team from those losses.
Michael Brocker is my.
And look, Michael Brockers is saying exactly kind of what we say over the course of the year. Braylon, next year should be a team that I believe could compete for a playoff berth in the NFC.
Yeah, not to mention, you listen to what he said in that. He talked about that 4-12 team and the Rams, and they knew they were better than that. And eventually that 4-12 team got to the Super Bowl. It's just like what he said also. He compared that, and then he brought in last year's situation. When they got that first win, everybody was going crazy. A lot of guys, it's their very first win. A lot of guys that had been with the Lions for that year leading up to that. They wanted to win. Jared Goff wanted to win. Dan Campbell, Brad Holmes. So you saw that moment. You saw that elation. And remember we talked about it. We were like, all right, man, we get it, but it's one win. And then that's what you hear from him. He said, but the next couple wins, it was more business-like. He said, hey, this isn't good enough. We're going to keep going. We're going to keep it going. And I wrote something down. He said, it's not done yet. That seems to be the motto. If there could be a motto that they put on themselves, like every team has a theme and a creed each year, their motto needs to be, it's not done yet.
Well, and Braylon, if you look at the schedule last year and this year, I mean, the Lions very well could have won minimum 6 games this year. Upwards of 7 to 8, right? I mean, anywhere from 6 to 8 games they could have won. Could you look at this year's schedule and find 3 more wins, get to 9 and 8? That is not out of the realm of possibilities, especially in the division that the Detroit Lions play in. I mean, the Chicago
Bears. But
they
have terrible records against all 3 of those teams.
Chicago Bears, turmoil. Minnesota Vikings, turmoil. Green Bay Packers, you never know what you're going to get. Even if Rodgers comes back, I mean, is he coming back with Devontae Adams? There's still so many question marks. And, Jacksonville will be better. The Giants will be better. The Jets will be better, we think. But those, they're looking at Detroit on the schedule as wins. And I think the Lions are looking at Jacksonville and the Jets and the Giants as wins as well.
They are, and I'm looking forward to the season. I liked what Michael Brocker said. I liked what he was wearing, by the way. I love those silk pajamas that he was rocking. They were looking good. But Jim Rome was always a fun listen, wasn't he, back in the day?
Rack him.
Chris Edford. Yeah, but you talk about, look at the Lions' schedule coming up in the 2022 season, man. They got the Commanders, the Bears, the Cowboys, the Bears, Packers, Vikings. They have the Eagles. They have the Dolphins. They have Patriots, Giants, Jets, Panthers, Jaguars, Seahawks. They got a very favorable schedule, with the exception of the Bills and the Patriots.
Pats,
He hit the nail on the head, the Pats.
Guys, we're trying to get to 125 likes in the next 2 minutes. We're at 118 right now, so if you are on the YouTube, watching on YouTube, please smash that like button. We'd appreciate it. We got to get Tammy. Tammy is our cheerleader on YouTube chat.
She's a beeliner mom.
She's got to run for the day, and she needs 125 likes before she can go.
Let's do it.
So we got to get that for Tammy's sanity and all of her support. So thank you guys for doing that. But back to the Lions for a minute. Braylon, you look at this team, and you can't help but see the confidence kind of gaining every week, every step of the way here. And even Michael Brockers, no hesitation on the question about can you compete for a playoff berth next year? No hesitation whatsoever.
No hesitation, because he feels the team. Like the team is in sync. I remember I talked about, like, you asked me a question, Maz, Ryan, you asked me about the end of the season. You asked me about why do these games matter? What are you fighting for? What are you kind of pushing through? Those guys tried to win those games. Those guys started to come together as a unit. Those guys are young. A lot of those guys, they're going to be here. So I guarantee you're going to see the Detroit Lions come into Allen Park a little earlier than they usually do. So what, it's cold outside. So what, it still might be the end of snow and the end of winter. They're going to come here, start getting the lift on, start getting together, start watching film together, start hanging out a little bit together, because they want to win. No team wants to win 3 games. No team wants to win 4. No team wants to continuously get the finger pointed at them and talk about, look how terrible you are. Not to mention, you finally have what it seems like to be a coach, a GM, and an owner in Sheila Ford-Hamp. Got to give her a little bit of credit, that are together, that want to bring in people to win, that want to do things right to win. When you got that type of situation going on, everybody, it's easy to buy in. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what you see from Brockers. I think that's what you see from Brad Holmes down at the Senior Bowl, Dan Campbell, Deuce Staley. Insert Detroit Lions personnel right here. They're going to be a force to be reckoned with.
I wonder if these Detroit Rams are going to have their own Super Bowl party. Brad Holmes, Jared Goff, Michael Brockers, and do a little crying watching their old team try to win a Super Bowl. And they're probably going to win.
It's a great question. I want to ask you that next. Do you think Goff and Brockers and Holmes are rooting for a Rams win or a Rams loss? I want to hit you guys with that next. Ermanni and Edwards.
Woodward Sports Network, the bottom line.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Hello? Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
Braylon catches TDs.
On the slant, there goes Braylon Edwards. Edwards on a foot race, and no one's going to get near him. 80 yards for the touchdown.
Ryan catches Pokemon. We all have our strengths. The bottom line on Woodward Sports.
SMA has been leveraging relationships as it relates to athletes and other notables now for over a decade. I being one of them. Lomas Brown, friend of the show, Herman Moore, Devin Gardner, a lot of these individuals, we have fought in the trenches with SMA as it relates to the issues surrounding mental health and substance abuse disorder. We are here on the bottom line, and we are really trying to get inaccurated with sports marketing agency, and that's what we're doing. Coming to Woodward Sports, we are going to do the sports marketing agency podcast. That will be, this is the F word, and the F is for fentanyl. Sean Jordan, former NFL alumnus, has been doing this for over a decade, and he's done such an amazing job at saving lives and providing a normalcy to destigmatization of mental health as well as addiction abuse awareness. So I love the work that they're doing. I'm glad that we could partner up. I'm glad that I could be a part of it. I could be one of the individuals on the podcast. So I'm ecstatic to have this partnership with the Sports Marketing Agency. If you need help, if you need to push somebody in that direction, sometimes you got to give somebody a nudge and show them that you support them. Reach out to thesportsma.com. Once again, that's thesportsma.com. Sports Marketing Agency. Appreciate you.
And we want to tell you about the Stafford Bowl. That's right, 4:30 to 6:30 live from the Brass Rail in Detroit. Woodward Sports hosting the party along with hundreds of our friends and Detroit Rams fans. That's right. Meet us there. Brass Rail.
Yeah.
Brass Rail, Gypsy Vodka. We got it all going on. That's right.
Tin Roof visit. They're a family member too.
Yep, they're a family member too. But this party at the Brass Rail in Detroit, Woodward Sports, Cintron, Gypsy Vodka, and Planet Fitness in Braylon.
It's gonna be a hell of a party, man. It's gonna be a hell of a party.
What do you got there, man?
Before you get into the NFL, I just wanted to go over the NBA again with everybody. No deals for the Pistons after that one deal for Marvin Bagley III. The Knicks and Lakers, they stayed pat. Jeremy Grant's still here in Detroit. No deal for the Lakers. Woj says they will focus on the buyout market now. So the Lakers now are looking for buyouts and I guess expiring contracts and anything they could slop together in that little straw house they got built.
You know who might be a good fit in L.A.?
Jeremy Grant.
Goran Dragic. Remember the old Miami Heat guard? He got traded today, and he's going to get bought out.
One of those Nets are going to get bought out, too.
One of the Nets will get bought out,
whether
it's Blake or somebody like that.
Yeah. Blake could go back to
or
LA.
Andre.
Go back to L.A. The situation with the Los Angeles Lakers is such that LeBron James has done this throughout his career. He's constructed these teams.
That's why I don't like him.
He's constructed these teams. He started with I'm taking my talents to South Beach, which was one of the biggest moves in sports history because players started controlling their destiny. You started to see that go on in the different sports. But he's put these teams together, whether it was in Cleveland, whether it was in Miami, whether it was in L.A., and usually it works out to his favor. I remember when he brought in D. Wade to Cleveland, and then he cut D. Wade, he cut Isaiah Thomas and all these other players to bring in more players to get to the finals. Well, this time it's finally blown up in his face. You legitimately ignored trade to get Kyle Lowry before they got Russell Westbrook, which was the second, I believe, cycle of the free agent market last year. Also, Caruso wanted to stay. Alex Caruso, who's a hell of a player, whether he was starting or off the bench. I mean, look what he was doing before he got injured in Chicago. He wanted to take less money to stay. LeBron let that walk out the door. He let all those moves. Then he trades. He trades his whole team, essentially, his whole bench, for a guy that nobody wanted. Talking about Russell Westbrook. Now, look, I'm a huge Russell Westbrook fan, but the guy sucks in free throw shooting. He sucks in three-point percentage. Sucks in field goal percentage. Shit, he's literally 50% on dunks. Mark that timestamp. He's 50% on dunks. How are you 50% on dunks? He got rid of
50% on dunks.
Exactly. 50% on dunks. Technically, he's 57%. Excuse me. How do you get rid of your whole team for that guy? Now, they don't have any moves to make. They can't move anybody. Nobody will take that Russell Westbrook deal. They don't have any any trade capital. The one player they had, Tucker, he hasn't had a good year, so his value has gone down.
This was my dream.
They're in a terrible spot.
This was my dream.
Isn't this great?
I hope they suffocate.
I mean, just the Lakers imploding. Isn't this good for everybody involved?
It would be so great. Now all they got to do is lose. Yeah. Please continue to lose.
Plenty of time to talk about the NBA. We'll see if we can get the Lakers right. Well, they'll see if they can get themselves right. Before the break, I asked you guys a question. So many people are here rooting for Matthew Stafford to win the Super Bowl, but what about the guys that are here from the Rams? What do you think is going through their mind? Jared Goff, Michael Brockers, Brad Holmes. They're a year removed from being on that team. Do you think they want the Rams to win the Super Bowl?
I don't, and I know Jared Goff is an amazing, nice guy. I know Brockers is the Detroit guy and all that. They don't want them to win. Mm-hmm. At least I wouldn't. I wouldn't want those guys to win. Now, if you're talking about Brad Holmes, I think Brad Holmes wants them to win because Brad Holmes has something to do with that. Brad Holmes helped put that team together. So if they win, by small token, that's his success as well. He helped put that team together. So I think Brad Holmes is cheering for them. I don't think that Goff and Brockers are cheering for him.
I am so with you on that.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll be honest with you, maybe it makes me small or not, but I would be rooting against them real hard. I'd get a
why though?
I'd get a
Brad Holmes. Why?
Not so much Brad Holmes.
Okay,
not so much Brad.
Yeah.
Not so much Brad Holmes because Brad drafted all those guys. I mean, and he himself took the job with Detroit. He didn't get kicked out of
Trying
LA.
To get centered. My apologies.
He didn't get kicked out of LA. He chose to leave. So it's much different. I think when you're talking about Jared Goff and Michael Brockers, I mean, you don't want anybody to do better than you did when you were there, right? I mean, like if I love you guys, but if I got fired from here one day and they thought they could bring somebody else in, I wouldn't want I wouldn't want the views to go up.
Right.
Yeah, no, not at all.
I mean, I love you guys.
You know how many radio stations I don't listen to anymore?
That's why you're on 70s on 7.
Awesome. No,
they won't hurt me.
Oh, no, that makes a lot of sense because trust me, I've never turned the Big Ten on network on since I left.
Right.
I've never turned the Big Ten on network since I left. But you're right because also look at what happened with Jared Goff. Not only did they trade him, like it came out that we couldn't get over the hump because of him. We were hindered by him. Like a lot came out in the media and the news and interviews about what Sean McVay said about. Sean McVay felt bad about how how the situation played out. What he said about Goff moving forward. That's some BS. Goff didn't forget that. So Goff says all the right things to the media as he should. He's an amazing individual. He's super nice, super humble. But behind closed doors, him and that girlfriend that Maz loves so much, I guarantee you, Goff is like, I hope these MFers lose. I can't believe that they have the audacity to talk about me the way in which they did. No way is Jared Goff cheering for the Rams.
And not only that, if they do
he's gotta
lose,
hate McVay.
Well, look, if they do lose, then those guys got nothing on Jared Goff,
right?
Because Jared Goff took them every bit as far as Matthew Stafford has taken them. So Look, this is sure we're all friends here, but this is a business too, and we all got egos.
Listen, I tuned on to FS1. Was it Marcus Spears and Emmanuel Acho?
I love Marcus.
I don't have the sound
No,
right
it's
now.
Marcellus Wiley.
Marcellus Wiley.
I like Marcellus
We couldn't
Wiley.
upload the sound, but basically Emmanuel Acho used to play for the NFL, and now he's on FS1. He's a show host. And basically he said that Stafford doesn't have to win the Super Bowl for that trade to be great for the Rams. He's like, Stafford, if this is his ceiling, because Jared Goff already hit his ceiling by going to a Super Bowl, it's fine.
I don't understand that.
Well, that's what he said. I played it for Braylon earlier, but there's different ways that you could look at it, I guess. Do you think the Rams won the trade if they lose the Super Bowl?
No.
You know why? They're there. They made it.
But they made it with the guy that they
But
had.
they didn't make it
3 years
last year.
ago.
But they didn't make it last year.
Guy was hurt.
But they weren't going to be close to making it.
Yeah, I don't know.
He got him to the Super Bowl. He beat Tom Brady.
I know, but who's to say that Jared Goff couldn't have done that same thing?
Everybody that watched Jared Goff could tell you that he wouldn't have done
Troy
that.
Aikman was killing him. When he was playing.
He got to the hold on, Ryan. He got to the Super Bowl 1 year when he had the best running game in the NFL. He had the best running back. Nobody ever gives Todd Gurley any credit. Everybody always says, "Oh,
dude, if you're going to the Super Bowl, you got to have a really great team. You got to have a great defense. You got to have a great running back. You got to have a great wide receiver.
Don't have a great running back because the Rams that are in the Super Bowl right now, they don't have a runner on the team that has over 600 yards.
Okay, but they got the wide receiver with the most prolific numbers in the history of the game.
Congratulations, they got 2 wideouts.
Welcome to 2022.
What helped those 2 wideouts? Because when Jared Goff was there, I didn't see Cooper Kupp go for 1,800.
Yeah, I see.
You don't think Stafford improved that team?
No, I do. But what I'm saying is Jared Goff is not the same player in 2022 if he was under center for the Rams as he was in 2018. Or like if
I get it.
They were the same exact team.
If you took Matthew Stafford at 26 and put him in the 2022 Rams, I mean, what I'm saying is you just don't know.
Ryan, you do know. I've played the game. Please listen to me.
And I haven't.
Listen, so please listen to me. Jared Goff would have done the same exact thing this year that he did the year before that because they didn't have a running game 2 years ago, and they didn't have a running game now. Rams are in the Super Bowl with Stafford despite not having a running game. That's why I'm telling you the difference is Jared Goff couldn't have done what Matt Stafford did this year. They are in the Super Bowl because of number 9.
That's a fact.
And I'm not saying it's not.
As my kids would say.
He's done what he's supposed to do.
And that's great.
He got you there. Now it's on Now it's on Aaron Donald. Now it's on Jalen Ramsey. Now it's on Sean McVay. Now it's on those guys.
Ermanni and Edwards.
Woodward Sports Network. Bottom line.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers.
Monday, February 21st from 11 to 1 p.m. Join Woodward Sports and Big D Energy for the grand opening of the Berkeley Chili Peppers Tanning on Woodward between 11 and 12 Mile. Come hang and join the Pepper Club. Best deals on unlimited tanning.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
Braylon catches TDs.
On the slant, there goes Braylon Edwards. Edwards on a foot race, and no one's going to get near him. 80 yards for the touchdown.
Ryan catches Pokemon. We all have our strengths. The bottom line on Woodward Sports.
We had to take a breather after that one.
Jesus.
Hey, man.
I just swore.
We was getting out.
We was about to come over and beat your ass over there. You got to watch out.
My bad. My apologies, man. Don't come over here and get effed up. Don't come over here and get effed up.
You're lucky this string is holding me back
right
now. Oh, man. Guys, it is the biggest betting weekend of the year, and we cannot do that without our guy, and we're so glad to have him back. Chris Prince on Twitter, at BeerMakersFan. Chris, welcome back to the show, my friend. I just want you to know that we love you. We support you. We've been thinking about you, my friend.
Absolutely.
Guys, I really appreciate it. Good to be back once again here. Super Bowl right around the corner. Appreciate all the love. Maz, my guy, reached out to me right away, so I appreciate the love, guys. Good to be back.
We got you.
Hey,
Absolutely.
If you look at the card in the right corner, the one with the beautiful writing on that was me, man. that
Right,
was
he's
me.
got
I
good
appreciate the whole team,
penmanship. Yeah,
man.
right.
It's, you know, good,
Drinks
good
on me
sport
when you're
this
ready, buddy.
month, so, absolutely.
We love you, Beer. All right, let's get to the game now, my friend. We've been talking about it for
Arguing
2 weeks now. Arguing now.
I almost got my ass whooped.
I think Rams.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm not confident about that. I feel like this
should win.
This could be a Rams close one, a Rams blowout, a
No
Bengals
blowout.
close one. I don't know which way to go with this.
Yeah, I mean, this one is interesting for sure. I mean, Cincinnati's been a hell of a story. We've written them off, and they cannot possibly go into Kansas City and win, and they shock the world. So would not surprise me to see them play well, but I'm a big proponent of you kind of earn your stripes. I've talked about this the entire playoffs, and this Rams team has been tested. Sure, Stafford can be a question mark as far as he's never been this far, but Sean McVay, some of these other guys, Aaron Donald, they've been here before. They know what this is like. We're in their home stadium. Now, what kind of crowd are they going to have? That's to be determined here. But I think the Rams fundamentally are better on both sides of the ball. The big mismatch, obviously, that ferocious defensive line and pass rush of Los Angeles against this patchwork offensive line of Cincinnati. Now, I know Burrow have been very good against the rush, but I think the Rams, Ryan, are the better team here. I know the spread's kind of going towards Cincinnati. But looking at some of the numbers, the betting 58% of the bets right now on the Rams, courtesy of my friends over at scoresandodds.com, but 74% of the money, those are the discrepancies that I like to look for here. I think the Rams, again, offensively, defensively, are the better team, the better coach team. They are at home. I think the Rams get it done here, Ryan.
You more confident on a side or a total play in this one?
I like the under in this game. You know, we tend to see uglier games in the Super Bowl, teams feeling things out a little bit. Again, that defense could cause problems for Cincinnati. So I do like the under, but I like the Rams side a little bit more here. I could see the Rams honestly rolling. So you can find a lot of these alternative lines, Ryan, where you can, instead of -4, I can grab the Rams -10, -12. And obviously, you know, your odds get higher and higher with those. So if anything, I think the Rams more dominate this game than Cincinnati winning. So as far as your question goes, give me the Rams over that under, but I like some of those alternative spreads here on the Rams as well. I think they could easily win this game by double digits.
Talking to Chris Beerman Prince from Woodward Bets. Hey, talk to me. I got the fun side of things. Give me some fun prop bets. What are people betting on in the Super Bowl? I heard something as crazy as the length of the national anthem. Heads, tails. Give me some fun bets going on, Beerman.
Yeah, there's a lot of, I mean, the national anthem, like you mentioned, the coin flip, the Gatorade color, who's going to get dumped on. You can also, there's sports that can get combined, Braylon. You can work in some NBA props against Cooper Kupp's receiving yards and, you know, things like that. So a lot of fun ways to bet the game. I kind of stick with the traditional ones. So a few of the ones I really like here, I'm going to talk about the running backs. Cam Akers, we'll see. You know, banged up. Supposed to give it a go here, but I really like his over on his receiving yards. Just 15.5, so that's what I'm locking in. But I like the under on his rushing yards. It's at 63.5. He has yet to hit that number since his return, and we know he's a little bit banged up. I think they're going to work Sony Michel in quite a bit here in this game. I also like the over for Joe Mixon's receiving yards. If that pass rush is going to be all over Joe Burrow, going to be a lot of dump-off opportunities here for Joe Mixon. So one more, I know my boy Scotty G really likes the rushing yards over on Matthew Stafford, 6, 8, and 22 rushing yards in these 3 playoff games. So that's something you can get at about 5.5 yards on Stafford.
I got a fun one for you. I got a fun, but this is my gift to you, Beerman. This is my gift to you. The MVP of the Super Bowl is going to be Evan McPherson. That is what I'm going with, which means I'm taking Cincinnati.
What's that,
By
plus
the way,
2,000?
Evan McPherson will be your MVP, and it is going to get
10,000.
Oh, my God.
It is going to, I'm trying to tell you, it is going to get some people paid. 56 points coming to this game. He already has the most points ever by any position player in NFL history. I'm telling you.
Throw $100 on it, Braylon.
Why not? Why not? 100 get you 10,000. I'll take that bet.
Why not? I got a couple long shots on that MVP as well. and I'm going to stick on that Rams D. I think Aaron Donald will become a trendy bet. He's sitting at about 15-1. Why not Von Miller, who's been here before, who's won this award before, 39-1, even longer odds.
Oh, yeah.
Jalen Ramsey 80-1. So he takes a couple back to the house, makes some plays. The game is ugly. Those are the kind of you need an ugly game. We know it's a quarterback award. Braylon, I love the kick. We know McPherson, ice in his veins, and if it is an ugly game, he kicks a couple field goals in the game winner. It's not out of the range of possibility. So, but I like Von Miller and Jalen Ramsey as some long shots on the other side of the ball.
Maz has a 9 in one of his squares, so he's hoping for McPherson for 3 field goals.
What are the worst numbers of squares? I got all.
I didn't even look at my squares.
I got all the worst square numbers, Beer. Welcome home, man. We're glad to have you. We'll get back to the Super Bowl in a second. Did you see the NBA trades today? Who won that trade, Nets or the 76ers?
I mean, the easy answer is to be determined, but I'm going to side with the Nets here. I mean, guys, I got to ask you. I mean, James Harden, what has he done? All these super teams that he's been a part of.
He complains.
Exactly. I mean, the guy's as big as I am, and he's an pro athlete. Like, come on. So I just don't know that it's going to work between these two. I mean, you want to say Embiid, Harden, that's pretty unstoppable. If those guys could figure out a pick-and-roll game, get it going, that's going to be a tough team to beat, but what do they have beyond that? Sure, Tobias Harris, but they traded away some of their depth here. I think Ben Simmons has been underrated, obviously unhappy. Don't like the way he handled things, but you pair him up now with Durant, with Kyrie Irving, with some of the depth they just added, some veteran presences there with the Nets. Baz, I think the Nets won this trade. It's easy to say Harden's a stud, pair him with Embiid, but I like what Brooklyn did here.
Hey, that'll be a first because they usually don't win anything. They've never won anything. Take it from me.
Would you take a future bet on one of these teams in the trade deadline today, like a Nets or a 76ers?
Well, Ryan, I'm a Bucks fan, so I go against. I can't put that bet on the board.
Well, then you win either way. Either you win the money with the other team, or you win.
I do think Milwaukee, Miami, Toronto, they're kind of been sleeping on. So rather than attack these teams where the odds kind of went up, we saw the Nets number jump up. Phillies jump, Nets kind of stayed the same. Toronto, Miami, Milwaukee. I mean, these are teams that can get it done. We saw the Bucks do it last season. Love what I've seen out of Miami. I mean, they dominated Milwaukee 2 years ago in the postseason. So I think more than jump on the recent news, look at some of the teams that people may be sleeping on here.
I know one thing you don't want, Beer. You don't want the Nets to slip in as an 8 seed.
No, definitely don't want that. I mean Kevin Durant almost single-handedly eliminated us from the playoffs. So I don't want any part of that.
How far was that sneaker away, Braylon?
If he would have wore size 12, then they would be in the finals. Instead, he wore size 13.
Braylon. You ain't Ryan. That's
100%.
All right, Beer. So we got you on the hook. Rams and the under. And maybe even an alt spread there.
Double digit Ram win.
Minus 10. Beer, we love you, man. Can't thank you enough for your time. Welcome back, brother.
Good to have you back, brother.
Check out Beerman tonight, every night. Woodward Bets, 6 o'clock right here on Woodward Sports Network. You guys doing something Sunday morning?
Oh, yeah. We'll be talking Super Bowl, so digging into more props and things. So that's 9 a.m. Make sure you set that alarm, get up early before the parties. Before all that good stuff, we'll be digging into some of those props. NBA tonight, Ryan. I know you always ask.
Oh yeah!
Oh no!
I can't leave you out on the NBA.
No,
guys, the Pistons are going to get trucked tonight. So Memphis minus 11. They've won 19 of their last 23. They've covered 18 of those games.
It's over.
Give me Memphis, and then I'm betting against my Bucks. 4th game in 6 nights. Give me Phoenix minus 3 and a potential NBA Finals rematch once again here tonight.
Hammer the Grizz.
I can't believe you're betting against the home team.
Hammer the Grizz.
Hey, I do like that Marvin Bagley trade.
All right.
Yeah,
all right.
I do too.
Why not take a shot
exactly. 22 years old. I mean, Beer, I kind of look at it. It's like, look, everybody's pegging Jabari Smith from Auburn to Detroit.
Right.
Kid's 18 years old, same exact thing. Bagley's 22. Get a free look at him. Anyway, all right, brother. We'll see you. Have fun Sunday.
Thank you, guys. Have a good one.
You got it. Enjoy the games. Hey, guys, we're going to take a break.
Yep.
When we come back, We got the Wing Snob in the house.
Wing Snob. S-N-O-B. Get it right. Wing
We'll be right
Snob.
back. Wing Snob.
Wings for everyone.
Ryan Edwards, Woodward Sports Network. The bottom line.
It took exploring 50 different formulas and hosting countless taste tests, but we believe Gypsy Vodka is the smoothest vodka on the market. Don't believe us? Ask the owners.
We're Mike and Adam Kazanowski with High Five Spirits Distillery. We're in close to about 1,200 locations throughout Michigan. We wanted to create a brand that was geared more towards freedom, love, adventure, and at the end of the day, we really wanted to tell a story that inspired other people to take risk, follow their dreams, whatever that might be.
Fellas, football season is here. It's time to make your grooming experience easy like Sunday morning. Get to Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Walk in, relax, watch your favorite team play, and before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Get to Lady Jane's, open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Comerica Park, sunshine, the crack of the bat. More sunshine, warmth. We're almost there, Detroit. Summer 2022 will be the summer of Woodward sports. We just gotta make it through this damn cold first.
About Super Bowl. I am getting excited talking about the Super Bowl. This is Gypsy Vodka because I know during the Super Bowl I will be enjoying some Gypsy Vodka, probably mix it with some Citron, which we'll talk about in a minute. Gypsy Vodka is the best vodka in Michigan, gluten-free, and guess what? Corn distilled 6 times using artesian spring water. This stuff is amazing. It is the stuff of dreams. 50 formulas went into it with Adam and Mike, and it is amazing. Tell you what, go down to your local neighborhood liquor store right now and ask them for Gypsy Vodka because it's selling out like hotcakes. Grab you some Gypsy Vodka, and if you're gonna drink, always remember to drink responsibly.
Braylon, we'll get back to you in just 1 second, but I want to let you know about Guardian Alarm. They're your local security experts, have been for over 90 freaking years. You see that black and yellow sign out in front of your house? It tells the bad guys one thing.
Stay out!
Stay out! That's right, Guardian Alarm. State-of-the-art technology that helps you feel safe. 24/7 local monitoring. Guardian Alarm also has convenient features to let you check in on your home, control your lights, your temperatures, detect smoke, carbon monoxide, even going to let you lock and unlock your doors. All you have to do is call this number, 1-800-STAY-OUT! That number again, 1-800-STAY-OUT. Guardian Alarm, your local security experts.
And then to finish the deal of the trifecta, we are bringing in Citron. Man, I'm telling you, I use this stuff like hotcakes. This is what I had before the show, and that's why my energy is on a trillion. Citron Premium Beverages enhances your lifestyle. I use it in the morning with the Revitalizer shots. Right now, I'm currently on the turmeric and pineapple. Stuff is amazing. And then before the show, so I get ready for my energy drink, have some of that Citron water. The stuff is amazing. It is for the memorable moments in life, and that is day to day. It enhances your lifestyle. I'm trying to tell you, drink it, live it with Citron.
Oh, man. And speaking of living, we are living it up with our good friend Brian Shania, president, founder, Wing Snob, baby. It is Wing Central here, Super Bowl Sunday. Brian, how you doing? I got to get a microphone for you.
He's got one.
Oh, you got one? Oh, good. Look at that. How you doing, man?
Doing well.
Now, what is Super Bowl Sunday? What does that mean to you at Wing Snob?
Everything. That's what we prepare for all year to get here. So Super Bowl Sunday is the biggest day of the year for us, followed by March Madness. But again, we look forward all year to hit this weekend hard.
There's so many wings that are going to be sold on Super Bowl Sunday. I know you guys are going to be swamped. Yeah. What would you tell the customer about ordering early, whatever the case may be? How should consumers go about getting their wings from Wing Snob on Super Bowl Sunday?
Know what you want before you go in the store. You know, they're going to be lines piled up out the door, down the street. Go on our website, wingsnob.com. Try to order online through DoorDash, Grubhub, Uber Eats, or through our website direct, and get it in ahead of time.
Now, how do you go about preparing inventory for Super Bowl Sunday?
That's a good question. I can't tell you that. Just know that we're ready, we're prepared, we can sell all the way till the end of the night.
And you're not going to run out?
Nope.
No supply.
I hope not.
No supply chain issues, baby.
With no promises.
Brian, how are you going to be able to enjoy the game at all?
Hey, I'm in the trenches with my team every year, so in spirit, yes.
Okay. Who do you like? Who do you like?
Now you make me get political.
Rams or Bengals? Rams or Bengals? Matthew Stafford or Joe Burrow?
So I'm a big Stafford fan. I'm a big Burrow fan.
He's a Bengals colors.
Bengals colors. I'm going to say let's go Stafford.
Right.
All right.
I think
Let's
so
go
too.
Rams.
Brian, let me ask you about the ordering. Like, when the game starts, does the ordering essentially stop?
No.
It keeps going.
It doesn't stop till about, I don't know, third quarter, midway.
Yeah.
Midway, third quarter, we slow down.
Wow.
Yeah.
People just ordering all day. What time do you open up on Super Bowl Sunday?
Noon.
Noon.
We open up at 12.
So you open up at 12 and then you go until the phone stop ringing and the orders.
Either that or, the grease is smoking.
Oh, man. What do you got for us here today?
All right, so we got some boneless wings, some traditional wings, some of our famous seasoned fries, some Superman cheesecake, some Oreo cheesecake. I see the team here put together some mango habanero, some snobby Q, some lemon pepper, and some Jamaican jerk.
Oh, my God.
Talk to me about this Superman cheesecake, because I brand myself a cheesecake aficionado. Talk to me. What goes into making the Superman cheesecake?
Lots and lots of love.
That's a good answer right there.
Lots and lots of love.
You know what? I'm going to try me some love after the show.
There you go. That's
I'll tell
why
you
I
guys
see
how
it,
it
baby.
is.
Brian, I am a boneless wing guy.
Yeah.
Has it transitioned? Do people order more boneless or bone-in? And if so, when did the transition take place here?
Statistically speaking, bone-in wings are always going to hold that trophy. Okay?
That's what I'm talking about.
But I will put my last dollar with our boneless wing against anybody's boneless wing out there on the market.
Can I have a boneless wing? Because
Sure.
I'm a
Go ahead,
boneless
grab
wing
one.
guy.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna grab this.
So it's a fresh, never frozen
Jesus
product.
Christ, that's a
It's
whole
all
chicken.
hand-battered.
Look at the size of this
That's a
thing.
whole
Dusted.
chicken.
Yep.
Holy cow.
My God. No, it's chicken, not cow.
All right.
What do you think?
Get all in there. Yep.
Ooh-wee.
You're such a ham. You're such a
Oh,
ham.
my God.
How is it? Is it good?
Let's see if it goes for
my
that second
God.
bite.
Like bone-ins for me, they're good. I just like the bone. I like the bone-in. Something about the
See,
bone-in.
bone-ins are like treats, right?
Exactly.
They're like treats.
I like that.
You know, these. I'm a boneless guy,
Boneless.
but don't get me wrong. If I'm going to go in a bone-in, I want all flats.
Yes.
That's
Oh,
just
my
me.
God.
You got
But
flats?
we got flats. We
Okay.
got
Got
drums.
napkins somewhere?
But Super Bowl day is the only day that we don't allow all flats or all drum at orders.
You
things
got
can
to
get a
mix it
little
up.
Crazy. We want to make sure that everybody gets their
Yeah.
food on time.
Yeah, you got to make sure
So,
people have
right.
what they want.
Right.
I love it. Customer service. That's real.
What's that sauce I just ate? Was great.
Habanero?
Snobby Q. My personal favorites are right here. It's lemon pepper Jamaican jerk.
Get that lemon
Yeah, I got
pepper.
you.
Grab
Yeah,
that.
don't be ridiculous.
Appreciate it.
Come on
I
in,
get it.
Joey.
Thank you kindly, my brother. Oh, it's
got it.
Wow,
hot.
this
It's
is
piping
great.
hot.
Yep.
This is
Oh,
fantastic.
sauce is good.
Brian, you've got several locations.
I see you.
Tell me.
We're in Michigan, Ohio, Texas, Canada, soon to be Illinois and South Florida.
Look at that growth, baby.
Yeah. Yep.
Growing like crazy, huh?
No,
when you started this, is this the vision? And now that you're executing it, can you just talk about the process and living a dream? Really,
This was never really a part of the plan, right? Growth to this level was never really a part of the plan. It just kind of happened. We opened our doors. People started traveling from all over just to try us out in Livonia, Michigan, and people kept on calling me up saying, "Hey, how do I get in? How do I get a store? How do I open up? How do I work for you?" And that's when I said, "Hey, you know what? Let's become a franchise."
I didn't hear you guys.
they're
My
guy. That's right. This is some BS. Y'all got me hungry now.
Wingsnob.com.
Order wingsnob.com. Wingsnob.com. Brian Shania, we cannot thank you enough.
Thank you
for your partnership here at Woodward Sports. Best of luck on Sunday. It's going to be a great day filled with lots of fun, lots of food.
Follow us on IG, Facebook, hashtag wingsnob.com as well. And, yeah, man, come give us a shot.
Give them a shot. Give them a shot. And get your wings from
Appreciate
Wingsnob
that.
on Super Bowl Sunday and every day, by the way. All right, we're going to get out of here. What a day. Tomorrow, our final preview of Super Bowl 56. Braylon, you got it, or you want me to?
I got it, man. First
Okay,
of all,
good.
this, I appreciate Brian and Wing Snob, by the way. This lemon pepper flat was fire. Speaking of fire, this was a fire show.
I'll be doing the live reads for this, by the way.
This is a fire
I
show.
will
Oh,
be
yeah,
taking
you
this
should.
one over.
This is a fire show. We had a really good show. Maz, Ryan, Raz, you take us out. I'm eating.
Hey, man, 1 year ago. Hey, before we go, we can play this, Alex. 1 year ago, it was Tom Brady getting COVID on the dock of the bay.
Oh,
Check
my
it
God.
out.
Oh. I gotta do it in there. All right, cool. turn it up. Is that? Yeah, that's more than COVID he got. That's called tequila poisoning.
Tequila poison.
There it is. MVP Tom Brady. We'll find out tonight on the NFL Honors.
I was so mad. The lady whose father designed the Tiffany Lombardi Trophy, did you remember her? She went off on how they disrespected the trophy. It was like, shut up, Karen. Shut up, Karen.
Come on, Karen.
What's better, the O'Brien or the Lombardi?
I played football. There's no question.
All right.
But if I didn't play football, the O'Brien.
How about the Stanley?
Stanley's the best trophy ever.
It is.
Stanley's the best trophy ever. Also, it's still Black History Month. Wanted to get back with a Black History memorable fact. Wanted to talk about one of the best professional athletes of all time. And when you think the NBA, if this isn't the first person that comes to mind, then it should be Bill Russell. Bill Russell was one of the first 4 pioneers of the NBA: Earl Lloyd, Chuck Cooper, and Sweetwater Cliff. But guess what? Nobody was Bill Russell's 2 national championships with the University of San Francisco.
He was a Don.
He was a Don, man. He's San Francisco Don. His jersey is retired with them. The first black professional coach in North America. Got to give shots out to Red Auerbach because change doesn't happen by itself. Change is created together. Red Auerbach put him in his position to be the first coach. He won as a player coach 2 back-to-back championships.
Amazing.
In 12 years, he won 11 championships with the Celtics. I can go on and on and on, but what he did and what he meant to society, what he meant to unification, what he meant to equality off the court is what we know Bill Russell for. So we stand and we salute you as he's still here, still as smooth as he wants to be. Love you, Bill. We appreciate you. Bill Russell is the memory of the day.
Number 6.
We salute
Number 6, man.
Absolutely.
Great show. Edwards, Ermanni, that's Sam, that's Alex, that was Ween Snob and Bruce. That stuff's amazing. That's the big guy on the couch, Maz. We will see you tomorrow for our Super Bowl extravaganza. That is the bottom line. We're out of here.
4 years ago. Back for Hronek. Shot blocked. There's Lucas Raymond.
Yeah.
Scores! Lucas Raymond gives the Red Wings the lead with his 12th goal and his rookie leading 36th point.